From Lone Depot Park in Miami, welcome to the 2026 NHL Winter Classic live on the Ultimate Sports Network. Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year to all of you. My name is Jaric Rubel. That right over here is Jake Elder. We're excited to be with you tonight for the southernmost outdoor game in NHL history between the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be here and alongside you on this broadcast. And excited for another Winter Classic. This is our 1-year anniversary of calling a game with you. So
yes, sir.
Glad to be back.
Awesome. And the New York Rangers come into tonight's game with a perfect record in outdoor games. They are 5-0 outdoors, the most wins without a loss of any NHL team. Previously, the Rangers had beat the Philadelphia Flyers in 2012 at Citizens Bank Ballpark, home of the Philadelphia Phillies. Then they beat the Devils and Islanders, both in the 2014 Stadium Series, as they played 2 games at Yankee Stadium that season. And then they ended up beating the visiting Buffalo Sabres in the 2018 Winter Classic, and that was at Citi Field, home of the New York Mets. And then the Islanders, which I brought to you on this network a couple of seasons ago at MetLife Stadium, the crazy 5-5 overtime game that the Rangers won 6-5 courtesy Artemi Panarin. But tonight's game is different, as it will be the first outdoor game ever in the state of Florida, and it will be at 8 p.m. start time so that Miami's famous sunshine won't melt the old constructed ice. So when the gates open 2 hours prior to tonight's game, the roof has been closed, and at some point, and they are not saying when the roof will open, it's all part of the show, though, according to Steve Mayer, president of NHL Content and Events. He said, quote, "Half the field is going to be a Miami beach with lifeguard stands, umbrellas, and cabanas, swimming pools, and the other half is going to be as if a huge snowstorm has come through Miami, and that's the dynamic we're going to have fun with throughout the game. We're going to have cast members on the field. Half of them will be in parkas and the other half will be in bikinis and Speedos," which sounds quite interesting if you're going to be following along on the television side of things on TNT in the States and Sportsnet in Canada. And as for the hockey game itself, the Rangers are one of the better road teams in the league, 14-8-2, which offsets their miserable record at home, which is 5-10-3. Their other issue is offense. The Rangers are the second lowest scoring team in the league with 2.55 goals per game, but former Pittsburgh Penguins head coach Mike Sullivan, now in his first year with the Blue Shirts, is not worried. Sullivan said, quote, "I don't think it's doom and gloom around here. We know we have the capability of scoring goals, and we have." The Rangers have also been shut out 8 times this season, however, which is the most in the National Hockey League. Another key factor for tonight's game is the possible return of Rangers injured forward JT Miller. We still not have word if he's been able to go tonight for the Blue Shirts, but they already got one star back on Wednesday in defenseman Adam Fox, as he played his first game since November the 29th, scoring a goal and adding an assist in a 6-3 loss to the Capitals. Fox won the Norris Trophy as the league's top defenseman back in 2021, so a good addition back on the blue line for the Blue Shirts. The Rangers have lost 3 straight games. They could use Miller back. He hasn't played since right before Christmas due to an upper body injury. He's got 37 goals and 103 points last season between Vancouver and the Rangers. Meanwhile, the 2-time reigning Cup champion Panthers are also awaiting an imminent return of a star forward, as Matthew Tkachuk is expected back at any moment, but unfortunately for him, I know he wanted to play tonight. He is not able to go in the Winter Classic. His head coach, Paul Maurice, said, quote, "His hands haven't changed, but as much as I would like him to be a part of the spectacle in the Winter Classic, the players and doctors make that decision together, and they decided that it is not a good idea for Tkachuk to go tonight." So Tkachuk had 40 goals and 100 points for the Flames before being brought over a season later to the Panthers and going to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals. Over the past 2 years, he's combined for 48 goals for these Florida Panthers. Expected back at any moment. But it's the Rangers and Panthers in the NHL's Winter Classic live on the Ultimate Sports Network. Starting netminders, and the drop of the puck is just around the corner, live from Lone Depot Park in Miami. You're listening to the NHL with Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder on the Ultimate Sports Network right here on YouTube. Welcome back into the 2026 NHL Winter Classic live on the Ultimate Sports Network. I'm Jaric Rubel. That right there is Jake Elder. And it is a big game. Despite it being an outdoor spectacle, you got to keep in mind there are 2 points in the standings on the line in this outdoor game, and a win in regulation for the New York Rangers would tie them with the Florida Panthers in the Eastern Conference standings at 45 points, leaving each of them 1 point out of the wild card race. Meanwhile, a win of any kind for the Panthers or even an overtime point will get them in a playoff spot once again.
Yeah, as you mentioned about the Rangers, we talk about their season. And any team to progress their way and make a run to the playoffs.
So if you guys could just chime in the chat here. Colin says can't hear Jake. If we could just make sure real quick, want to make sure all the audio issues are sorted out here before we get underway here. And yeah, you're right. I can't figure out why we can't hear Jake, but I am going to get to that in a moment. So let me figure this out and we'll be right back. So apologize for that inconvenience, but always has to be something. Back in a moment here, though. Appreciate your guys' support. All right, we're back real quick. We're going to give Jake a quick run. You want to go ahead and talk?
All right, mic testing. I'll talk about the Rangers again. Sounds good. All right, well, as I was talking about, the Rangers with this game is as a big of a spectacle as it is. They are 3 points out of the playoffs, and you mentioned their 8 shutouts and low goals average on the season, yet they still sit 3 points out, 5 points out of second in the Metro. Good to hear. So as they look forward to this game, and obviously the guys in the locker room know what it means to play in this type of environment, but it's also just another 2 points. It's a game to get them going. But when you win this type of game, the type of emotion, the type of carry that it has for a team, and you mentioned previously with the Winter Classic games, and in 2012 the Rangers win the Winter Classic, and a few months later they're playing in the Eastern Conference Final. In 2014, they win that one, and they find themselves in the Stanley Cup Final. So they know that a type of game like this could really get them going as a team, get morale, get some more belief, and you can carry that right into the playoffs, and it's happening historically, and the players know it themselves. So it's a very important game for that matter as well.
So coming up, the 2026 NHL Winter Classic from Lone Depot Park in Miami, where the roof has now been opened. There's fake snow that was circusing throughout the stadium. As like they said in the open, they're trying to make it as much of a show as possible. And before we go to break, I was telling Jake while we were in commercial watching it happen, like it seems kind of cliche, but like you get it. Like when you're in the stadium, if you're there for the Winter Classic itself, and you're just like the lights go out, then the roof starts to retract. Like it is cool when you're there in the moment. Like it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the public getting to them. I think this is a great idea. It's a way to take a risk in the NHL, and just because it's not one of your original teams, they have to experiment at some point. And I think this is a great experiment, and I think that the game is going to live up to The expectations are set lower as it is the first game in Florida, but I'm more than excited to see what's going to turn out.
And Jake, we both know how the internet tends to go. If they just chose another game, let's just say it was like the Rangers at the Bruins, and it was in like Gillette Stadium again, and they did a reused venue like they have done before. We saw that with Wrigley Field last year. We've seen the Blackhawks versus the Blues before. Then you see people online, oh, the Blackhawks again, like we see them too much. But it's like, okay, you want a cold weather team, you want an original 16, but then you get it. And then you're just going to go ahead and complain anyway.
And this is the 2-time Stanley Cup champion, made it to the last 3 Stanley Cups that we're talking about. It's great to get them exposed and use them as a gateway into trying this.
My thought was, if people are going to complain in the sense that maybe it should have been Boston, Florida, division rivals, and the Marchand factor, and then you could have done Rangers, Tampa, and then you could have just done the Russian goalies, Vasilevsky and Igor. But like nonetheless, like it still is going to be a great time, and I'm very excited for the game tonight. Hopefully the ice is in good condition. Heard earlier it wasn't too great, but
yeah,
it's colder
we'll
now.
see. I feel as if it's a more controlled ice environment, right? So maybe that could just add a different factor. Maybe not choppy ice, but maybe it's a little more slick than normal. We'll see as we get a view of the roof opening nice and slow. As you said, it builds the environment for sure as the national anthem's playing and the players are getting ready here.
So the first National Hockey League outdoor game from the state of Florida commences from Lone Depot Park in Miami. We'll step aside for 3 minutes back in that time frame for puck drop. We'll give you the starting goalies' numbers in these outdoor games when we return. welcome back into the 2026 Discover NHL Winter Classic. Jaric Rubel here with you alongside Jake Elders. We are set to bring you some outdoor hockey from Southern Florida. Jake, I'm going to send it to you for tonight's starting goaltenders between the Panthers and Rangers.
All right, we will go with the road team here as Igor Shesterkin is in his second game as an outdoor game. He is 1-0 with a 5 goals allowed, but let those 5 goals allowed be a part of a crazy Winter Classic experience, as the Rangers did win 6-5 in that one. And across from him is Sergei Bobrovsky in his second outdoor game, also spanning 14 years since his last outdoor game, which is the longest by any NHL player, as previously it was 12 years. So as much as you want to take into that, but he has 3 goals allowed, and it was ended up being a loss with Philadelphia in 2012. But Bobrovsky has also won 7 of his last 8 games, playing some great hockey. So we will get to see a goalie matchup maybe, but back to you.
And of course, Sergei Bobrovsky did not start the last time out for the Florida Panthers. It was Daniil Tarasov in goal on Tuesday night against the Canadiens, a game in which we had for you on the Ultimate Sports Network when that channel was still existing. Hopefully it'll come back and Matthew will get everything sorted out. But in that game, the Florida Panthers led 2-0 with 5 minutes to go in regulation time, and then goals by Caulfield and Suzuki for the Canadiens forced overtime, and then a penalty by Brad Marchand in that overtime ended up allowing Nick Suzuki to get the overtime winner with a tap-in on top of the blue paint. So Tarasov ended up getting credit with the defeat in that game, but they'll go back to Bobrovsky tonight in tonight's game. And then, of course, Igor Shesterkin. Jake mentioned that 6-5 game. Yeah, ignore all the 5 goals he gave up. It was a wonky first period. I believe it was 3-2 Islanders after the first period. I brought that game to you guys on when we were on Mixer on the Ultimate Sports Radio Network a couple of seasons ago. And the Rangers scored 2 goals to tie it late in regulation, and then Artemi Panarin ended up getting the overtime winner. That was the last time the Rangers played in an outdoor game. So looking forward for puck drop here. We had a ceremonial puck drop with Bobby Lou, Roberto Luongo, as he got set to drop the puck between both captains, as well, not quite both captains, as Marchand was out there, as was for the New York Rangers, JT Miller. But we are set for hockey here in a matter of moments. As they said, 7:25 puck drop, but here we are 3 minutes after the fact, and we have a nice aerial view of a empty hockey rink. So, fashionably late, but it's okay. Typical Miami style. You're out late at night, got to show up late.
Yeah, well, it adds to the spectacle. Here we go.
So we're set for face-off now. The Rangers in their white jerseys with red pants and blue numbers, and then the Panthers in their red jerseys with white or yellow bumblebee stripes on the arms and on the socks with white numbers with gold trim, as the Panthers control off the draw, surrender the puck right away to the Rangers. But we are underway in the Winter Classic. So 8 seconds has gone by, and we already have an offsides whistle. So with that, I'll allow myself to bring you the Rangers lines for tonight's game. A top line consisting of Zibanejad, Panarin, and Cooley. Trocheck between Perreault and Lafreniere. Gabe Perreault, look out for him. He's been good to start his young career. Dowling between Radish and Brodzinski. And Carrick between Berard and Rempe. As the Panthers win a neutral zone draw, sending it down the ice, it'll be an icing. So 7 seconds after the last whistle, we will get another. And the deep pairings for the Rangers consist of Gavrikov, Fox, Soucy and Borgen, and Robertson with Schneider.
Gets a start on the feeling of the ice here as these players, gotta feel it out a little bit.
So face off to the left of Bobrovsky, won by Bennett and the Panthers as it's flipped out by Mikkola near the penalty boxes at center. Marchand tries to corral over the Ranger line, kick to the stick and tried a shot that was blocked to the far corner by the Rangers' Adam Fox. Trocheck, the ex-Panther, now with the Rangers, moved it ahead to the center ice logo where Gabe Perreault tried to muscle it past Seth Jones on the near side. Didn't get quite far though, was back on the near side for the Panthers as Bennett over the Ranger line. Lost the puck, but Marchand fish-hooked it back to the near corner where Matthew Robertson collects for the Rangers behind the cage, and he will wait for his team to make the first change of the Winter Classic. He'll then snap it up the near side boards. It'll connect with Zibanejad, who goes rink wide off the skate of Panarin. Ricochets now to Anton Lundell, who backhands one right to Zibanejad with a shot and a blocker save by Bobrovsky to the near wall. Comes back around behind forward Zibanejad. In front, Cooley a tip, and it's going to be stopped there by Bobrovsky, who will cover 1:04 in to a scoreless first period.
Yeah, Zibanejad off that turnover there. Both him and Brad Marchand holding 3-0 records in outdoor games as they go head-to-head.
Zibanejad playing in the previous 3-1 with Ottawa in 2014. That was in Vancouver in the Heritage Classic, and then the previous 2 at the Rangers in 2018 and 2024. Off the draw, the Rangers collect on the near wing. Matthew Robertson plays it down low. Cooley collects in the trapezoid on his backhand. In the near corner, tries to switch to the forehand, lost possession. Now it's soccered along the boards by Zibanejad to the near point. Robertson slides it across to Schneider. Got run out of the play, but Panarin's there to keep the play alive. Down to the low far corner, it was a slap pass by Cooley that got intercepted by Lundell. And now the Panthers are back out to center, and they get it as far as the Ranger blue line before Luosterainen gets tied up and loses possession. So 1:45 gone by here in period 1. Still no shots on goal, which doesn't seem right, as I think Bobrovsky punched that puck away. Probably would have went in the net had it, not been saved, but they're not crediting a shot on goal for the Panthers yet, as A.J. Greer slides into the Ranger zone on the far wing, but lost possession. Soucy can't clear as a long shot from the point gets swallowed up by Shesterkin for his first save on the shot by Uvis Belinskis.
Yeah, you mentioned Soucy. He brings up his family a lot, being able to play in front of his kids, and it adds a little bit extra to this game and the environment that these players are in.
So quick look here at the lines for the Panthers. Top line of Lundell, Reinhart, and Luosterainen. Reinhart scoring a game ago for the Panthers. Then the second line of Bennett, Verhaeghe, and Marchand. Marchand opened the scoring against Montreal on Tuesday. Then Rodriguez with Samoskevich and Greer. Cunnin with Boquist and Studnicka. Puck sitting currently behind the Ranger net. Shesterkin actively out there to play it to Borgen on the far wing as he clears it up and out into the Panthers zone. Won't be an icing as it was deflected en route, so Jeff Petrie has to have a good effort to get out of his own zone here as he played it straight away for Greer, who now got it ahead, and Boquist will carry into the Ranger zone. Chipped it to the far half boards, couldn't quite keep possession, but it deflected to Studnicka, centered to Boquist. Boquist got tripped up there by Gavrikov, penalty coming up on the Rangers. Meanwhile, at the near point, Jones a shot deflected behind the goal. It'll be picked up now by Radish, and the whistle goes, and the Panthers will get the game's first power play. So Gavrikov will sit for a trip for the Rangers. 2 minutes on the clock now for the Panthers, who have an opportunity here to get the game's first goal.
Yeah, we'll have the Rangers power play. Looks to be 15th in the NHL, and versus the Florida's penalty kill will be 6th.
So a couple of good special teams units going head-to-head here in this one. We'll see who comes out on the better end of this one, as they end up giving it to Radish. So it's 14, not 44, who sat for the Rangers. So apologies there on the misidentification.
They were both in the area. I think it was just one stick got in there.
So Trocheck against Reinhart to the left of Shesterkin, controlled now by the Panthers. Jones at the right point. The first to Marchand, top of the near circle. Down low he goes. The touch pass. Reinhart stopped there by Shesterkin, point blank, as a good passing play by the Panthers set up Reinhart in the bumper. But Shesterkin able to make a good stop.
Felt good for Shesterkin to get a big save off, get him feeling good, as he was positioned really well there on that bumper shot.
Got to be careful for Reinhart here as he torched this New York Ranger team in the conference final back in 2024. As he wins another faceoff here for the Panthers. Here's Jones straight away to the near slot. Here's a shot by Bennett. Ricocheted in front. Karem's in behind. Here's Rodriguez for Bennett, wide open in the slot. A good kick pad save with the left pad by Shesterkin as the Rangers will get a clear. So Seth Jones collects from behind his own net, as he'll drop it off now for Sam Reinhart. Power play clock not working on the TNT broadcast, so I have no idea how much time's left on it, but we'll just look to see when a fifth Ranger comes back into play. As in the near corner of the Ranger zone, the Panthers cough it up to Zibanejad, and he sends it down the ice for another clear.
Looks like the score bug. They got the shots on goal up there. Power play's working as well.
So now through center, it's Reinhart feeding Bennett on in over the Ranger line, deflected back out to center by Zibanejad. And the Panthers will get back yet again. That should just about do it for their man advantage. Here's Jones once more, dropping it off for Samoskevich. Samoskevich through center, still 4 Rangers on the ice. Now the puck comes out to center, and it's a shorthanded 2-on-1. Gavrikov played it across. Trocheck couldn't kick to the stick as he had an opportunity for a breakaway, but it gets deflected to the far corner, and the Panthers get possession back. So back to 5-on-5 now. As a through center comes Lundell on the near wing. Touch pass by Samoskevich for Luosterainen. It'll be whistled for and offsides. And with that, we'll get a stoppage with 15:50 now to go in period number 1.
Still does show 30 seconds on this power play on the ice, on the projection on the ice.
So guess we'll just still continue to keep an eye on when that 5th Ranger does get out there, as it doesn't look like he is quite out there yet, as TNT even having issues there. We had our mechanical issues early now. TV broadcast even having their own issues, so nobody's perfect. But now the neutral zone faceoff's controlled once again by the Panthers as Samoskevich rings it around to the far corner. Luosterainen sends it right back, as now the Rangers will get possession. Jaric will whack it up the far wing. It'll go down the ice, and it'll be collected by Bobrovsky in behind. 15.5 to go in the first period as Ekblad starts up from behind his own net. He'll play it over the logo at center. It'll be dumped in now by Forsling. Around the goal it goes. Shesterkin can't play it. Greer twisted in front. It's loose, and now it's deflected to the far corner nicely by Trocheck, who has room to skate out for New York. He crosses over the red line, tried to dangle past Cunnin, but lost possession. Now it's coming back on the near side for Boquist, and he'll chip it into the Ranger zone for the Panthers. Gets his own chip in from behind the Ranger net to the point. Forsling a drive, and that went high to the near side and got the corner glass, and still in that near corner. Cunnin does a good job to box out a Ranger, as in behind now. Coming up with it is Trocheck, and Trocheck lofts it out to center, and it'll go down all the way into Florida territory. No icing, as now it'll be Forsling picking it up yet again for Florida. So Brad Marchand on the ice now as he collects from Forsling with a motor up the far wing. Gets past all 3 lines at center. Tries to make a move past Schneider at the far circle, but lost possession as the puck came to the near corner in the Ranger zone. Gavrikov tried to move it up, but Marchand cut that pass off, and Verhaeghe takes it. Tried to feed Marchand in the slot. Got tripped up. Doesn't appear to be a penalty coming, as Jones had a shot from the near side, get blocked away by Shesterkin, and now Brodzinski will play it up for the Rangers on the near side. Panarin fed it across. Couldn't hit Lafreniere, and it appears there's an offsides whistle as well. So a stoppage with 14:13 to go in period number 1. Shots on goal 3-2 in favor of the Panthers early.
And Marchand hustling out there, looking to get a 9-game point streak as of right now, looking to get 10, becoming one of only, I can't find it exactly, but it was mentioning that he is 37 years old going for a 10-game point streak.
And Marchand as well in these outdoor games has 4 points in 3 outdoor contests. So he shows up in the big moments as he does in the playoffs. He is doing it on the grandest regular season stage as well. So as we were typing in chat, as well as you can see Colin in there as classics, we all think Marchand probably going to find the back of the net tonight here for the Panthers, who clear a puck out of their own zone. It'll go all the way to the far corner, no icing in the Rangers' end, where Fox was forced to play it to Robertson on the near side. He sends it all the way down into the Panther end. No icing, says the linesman here. Linesman tonight, by the way, Brad Kovacek with Shandor Alfonso. The referees, Garrett Rank with TJ Luxmore. So a veteran staff here at the Winter Classic, as it should be. As now we have the aerial camera angles, so wish me luck here, as Gabe Perreault got hit hard in behind the Ranger net. Puck came to the far wing, where a turnaround shot is going to be sticked aside there by Shesterkin, and that will allow Borgen to have space to feed Carrick up on the far wing. Carrick didn't quite get the red line, but it was deflected by a Panther, so no icing. Bobrovsky will chip it to the near corner. Reinhart with a backhand pass to the slot in his own end finds Luosterainen, who feeds Reinhart back in neutral ice, and he'll dump it in. Got cut off at the red line, or the blue line, I should say, by Gavrikov, who now plays it back to his defense partner, Adam Fox. So Fox here waiting for the top line to get back on the ice as Panarin's out there right now. Joining him will be Zibanejad and Cooley as it snapped into the far corner of the Panther zone. Cooley's on it. Tried to center for Zibanejad, but it's intercepted by Jones. Jones backhanded it up the far wing in his defensive zone, but the puck came back to him, and now he has to create space. So he snapped it behind his net on his forehand to the near wing it goes. Boquist is tied up with a Ranger, and now Zibanejad will stash it back to the corner for Cooley. Cooley goes back to the point. Gavrikov decides he wants to play defense, so Cooley had to try and keep it in and couldn't. And he'll just send it back in on a delayed offsides, and everyone touches up.
Seth Jones in his 900th career game. Look for him. to make a big difference as we get another icing here.
As Jake, you mentioned in the Winter Classic last year, Cam Fowler in his 1,000th game for the St. Louis Blues. You told me I like him to score a goal tonight. Obviously, it's his 1,000th game, but he scored 2 in that game.
Was it the first and the game winner, or at least the first one?
Game was 6-1, or 6-2, something like that. So he got 2 of the 6 goals. But yeah, came through in his 1,000th game. Maybe Seth Jones here finds the back of the net. Played in an outdoor game last year with Chicago in that Winter Classic against St. Louis. As a face-off here to the right of Bobrovsky now be between Bennett and Trocheck, as now a bouncing puck in the slot is going to be blown dead here, and I think they're going to do the face-off over, as I think they're going to say it was dropped unfairly, but we're going to commercial, and Lafreniere and Marchand have no idea what's going on, so I think we're all just going to take a quick break here, sort it out, and when we come back, we'll continue play here in the first period scoreless at the 2026 Discover NHL Winter Classic on the Ultimate Sports Network.
All right. Well, as we return back, it looks like off the face-off, Seth Jones gets hit high in the neck area, and I'm not sure if that's what caused the referee to stop, but Seth Jones is now in the white medical tent outside the rink.
Not blue, by the way, white.
Yes, had to make sure.
Maybe the NHL is just trying to differentiate from the NFL, but yeah, Seth Jones to the white tent, and we will give you an update on him as we hear throughout the night. So face-off to the right of Bobrovsky, still scoreless here in the Winter Classic. Face-off pulled back by Bennett, but taken back along the far wing by Trocheck. But Ekblad will send it down the ice, and the Panthers will come out. Here's Bennett over the Ranger line to the near wing Marchand. Fed it across, tried to hit Verhaeghe, but the pass was behind him. Now here's Seth Jones getting out of the medical tent as under the score bug. They're giving us an update as Trocheck tries to fight his way into the Panthers zone. Could not quite get past Ekblad. Puck on the near wing taken by Lafreniere. Lafreniere, short side shot, and that one rang off the post and ricocheted to the far corner. And now it's going to be carried out to center by Verhaeghe. He got poke checked. The Rangers get possession back, and Gavrikov will take it. So 11.5 to go here, scoreless on the Ultimate Sports Network, live on my Jaric Rubel's YouTube channel, as the poor Ultimate Sports Network channel has been taken down for the moment, so we're trying to sort that out. And I'm alongside Jake Elder. Be sure to stay with us for the next 3 periods of outdoor hockey action. Rangers with it on the near wing. Panarin up high. Schneider, a shot whistled wide off the end boards. Came up the near wing. Lundell will poke it up ahead, and it won't get out quite yet, but Lundell's second effort will get it to center, and the Panthers will take it. Belinsky's will snap it in from the red line. It rattles around from the far corner to the near, where Zibanejad will play it up straight away, and Cooley Knocked it to Panarin on the near wing. Tried to feed it back to Zibanejad. Pass went off his skate. Lundell carries back over the Ranger line. Far wing drops for Reinhart. Reinhart driving on a backhand pass in front. Trying to hit Luostarinen. Couldn't. Lundell a shot, and that whistled wide short side off the end boards. Came around to the far wing in the defensive zone for the Rangers. Cooley drops it back for Schneider, who goes D to Robertson, and he'll lug it out on his own to the red line. Got poke checked by Rodriguez, but fresh on the ice was Brodzinski to get the puck back for New York. No, Brodzinski in his own zone from behind the goal line. Fish hooks one all the way out through center. It bounces near the Panther blue line where A.J. Greer, fresh on the ice, will turn it ahead for Rodriguez. Bounces around at the logo, but then gets grabbed by Greer over the Ranger line. Tried a shot from the far wing, dealt with to the far corner by Shesterkin. And now a bouncing puck will be played down low. Samoskevich centered and a shot by Rodriguez. Squeezed there by Shesterkin, moving to his right as he takes the whistle with 10 minutes even left in the opening period.
It's great rotational offense down there, down low behind the net for those three. A.J. Greer with a big hit, creating an opportunity, and Shesterkin was in the right spot.
So Winter Classic players on this Olympic roster, Seth Jones, JT Miller. Well, that went away quick, so I'll just completely disregard as I'll look it up later. But TNT had a graphic on screen. Couldn't quite get it all to you fast enough. But to the right of Shesterkin in the Ranger defensive zone, Cunnin gets kicked out of the draw for the Panthers, so Boquist has to step in here against Carrick. And Carrick's able to pull it back cleanly for the Blue Shirts, and it's tied up on the far wing between him and Boquist. Now Carrick will knock it back for Borgen, who plays it around the goal for Susi, who flips it out to center. It's knocked ahead by Belinskas, now going to be called a hand pass, says the official. So a stoppage here at 9:47 in the first. That'll send us to another break. So stay right here. You're listening to the 2026 Discover NHL Winter Classic with Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Gelder, scoreless in Miami. Back here on the Ultimate Sports Network, Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder hanging out with you here on a Friday night. Start of the new year with the NHL Winter Classic. Still scoreless in the first period between the Panthers and the Rangers, but offense, at least the chances, starting to pick up.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are really trying to compete for neutral zone control as the puck continues to get there. Florida seems to be winning it, but if the Rangers get the puck deep, they seem to win those board battles on the left side.
So face-off here in neutral ice in front of the penalty boxes, won by Cunnin and the Panthers. They turn it over, though, in neutral, but so do the Rangers as Berard gave it up, got it back, and now here he comes over the Panther line with space. Dropped it to Rempe, who was looking to hit, not take a shot, as now the puck goes into the Panther bench out of play. I think Berard had a chance to maybe just go in and take a shot here on Bobrovsky, but tried to get a little too cute and dropping it to Rempe, probably not the best guy to look for.
I agree, but Matt Rempe is the first NHL player to debut in the Winter Classic or an outdoor game.
Stadium Series,
Stadium Series, yes.
As it was against the New York Islanders 2 seasons ago in MetLife Stadium. Had a fight in that first period as well, as he made a statement early. It's now face-off one against for the Rangers to the left of Bobrovsky is now a shot towards the net by Fox, dealt with by Bobrovsky with Lafreniere on the doorstep. And now Bennett comes out through center over the logo, near wing over the Ranger line. Here's a shot by Verhaeghe, goes off the end boards. Marchand will collect the rebound and get it back in behind for Verhaeghe. Up the near wing, here's Ekblad. Ekblad gives it to Verhaeghe, tried to feed it in the slot to Bennett, got it to him, knocked it to the near side. Marchand can't cleanly get it. A backdoor pass to Verhaeghe was too hot. Now Verhaeghe at the far circle collects, tried a shot that got blocked to the near wing. Bennett on it, got it to Verhaeghe, tried to stash it back, but it's knocked away by Trocheck, and it goes out of play. Is it going to be a penalty? Or was it deflected? Let's take a look, and I think Trocheck's taking the dreaded skate to the sin bin.
Looks like he hit the puck out of the air, out of the ice.
Well, it is a baseball park after all, so you're swinging for the fences, and yeah, he did just that. Knocked it clean out of play on the near wing, and it's going to be the dreaded dog penalty, and I say this every time someone takes it. About 90% of the time, somebody ends up scoring on the ensuing power play. So the Panthers get their second of the game, and they were 0 for 1 on their first try.
Verhaeghe had a really nice shift there, strong on the edge, strong with his stick, getting in all the open spots. Look for him again on this power play.
Face off to the left of Shesterkin, pushed ahead by the Rangers, but not out as Ekblad controls for the Panthers. This power play brought to you by YouTube. Subscribe to USN on YouTube, and when it comes back, I'll let you know. But subscribe to this channel for now, as it's so unfortunate that happened to Matthew's precious channel. But here's Ekblad at the point as this Panther power play rolls on. No clock on the score bug, so I'll roll with what happened last time, as a terrible attempt by the Panthers in the slot gets cleared out by the Rangers, and they'll have to chase back.
30 seconds gone on the power play.
Thank you. You'll be my clock man. Pay attention for me. On the far wing, in front of his own bench, Bennett to the logo for Marchand. Collects over the Ranger line. Near wing, Rodriguez goes down low to the corner. Now it's Reinhart trying to feed Marchand. He's tied up with Gavrikov. The puck will come to Carrick. He has plenty of time to send it down the ice, and he will do just that.
Halfway through, we'll get the second unit out on the ice.
8 minutes left in the first period. Again, you can see on your screen, still scoreless, 0-0 in the Winter Classic. Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder with you on the Ultimate Sports Network. As behind the Ranger goal, the Panthers try and get set up. It ricocheted in front off of Lundell's skate. Rangers try and clear, but a good keep by Ekblad prevents that. Now they will get it out, however, as on the far wing, it gets tipped out by Carrick, and the Panthers will get re-entered on the near wing. Here's Rodriguez trying to squeeze the puck free with Luosterainen, and it came free, but to a Ranger. And Borgen has time. He'll look, and he'll send it down. So on the near corner, Bobrovsky couldn't play it. It came to Zibanejad. He'll end up pivoting here in his offensive zone, but it's taken away by Luosterainen. And the Panthers come back with about 20 seconds to go on the power play. A pass for Samoskevich from Verhaeghe went awry to the near corner. And now in that near corner, it's free to the trapezoid for Luosterainen. Takes a look on his backhand, played it in the slot, whacked ahead by Zibanejad, but not out as it went right into the gut of Petrie, who kept it in. But now Zibanejad will play it ahead, and it goes down the ice. Looked like he tried to feed Cooley there on a breakaway, Jake, but just couldn't quite hit him cleanly, and it ended up just being a clear at the end of it.
Trocheck back out of the box here.
Go back to 5-on-5 play, as here comes a blast from the blue line that came from Mikkola that rattles around to the near side. The Rangers have time in their defensive zone to get to this puck first and clear, and Gavrikov will do just that, pitchforking it ahead. So Forsling gets back on it behind his own net with 6.5 remaining in the first period. Shot 6-3 in favor of Florida. Live from Lone Depot Park in Miami, home of the Miami Marlins. As Cunnin now on it for the Panthers, sends one up high for Forsling with a long shot that hit the meshing way out of play. And that is a stoppage with 6:18 now in the first period.
I saw someone's stick get knocked out of their hands. No call. Looks like he might have just dropped his stick or broken half. See a replay of Zibanejad trying to get him on the breakaway. Falls to his knees, but almost makes the pass. Chips it out the air.
It was a good attempt, and it looked like a good stick by Jeff Petrie, too. Just kind of taking a swing, not even looking, and made good contact with the puck and knocked it to the far corner.
Petrie, a veteran player. Saw him get some big hits down low, making his presence known.
So face-off here to the right of Shesterkin. Again, Cunning gets tossed out of the face-off circle. Second time that's happened in this period, so Boquist steps in. He wins it, and Petrie at the point will play it down behind the Ranger net. Boquist gets on it first. Pivots here against Soucy, but Soucy with the takeaway. Studnicka tried to knock it away. He did. It came in front, cut in a shot, and he whistled it to the far side off the end boards. Came down low again. Studnicka in the far corner. Got hit hard there by Carrick. Puck free in the slot. Soccered up by Susie and carried up by Brodzinski, who sends it in from the red line. So under 6 minutes to go in the first period as the Rangers' Radish gets to a loose puck in the far corner for Perreault. Perreault left it in behind Brodzinski from a short side try, went far side, and it went wide off the glass. Back to the far point, Schneider rung it around the goal to the near half boards it comes. Robertson towards the net, got blocked away by a Panther. And Studnicka has it, chipped it up off the near glass. That went out of play, and I looked like it got the glass, but did it?
I thought that one hit the glass as well.
Studnicka, though, looks like he's headed towards the penalty box. Didn't quite officially get a look at it, but we're going to go to break. Let you know when we come back if it was the second delay of game penalty in this period or not. Still looking for the game's first goal in the 2026 NHL Winter Classic. Back here in the 2026 Winter Classic, I'm Jaric, that's Jake, and the Rangers do have a power play after all. Jack Studnicka of the Panthers did flip the puck clean out of play, so the second dog penalty of this period, this time on the Panthers.
We have the Rangers power play as 15th in the NHL versus the Florida Panther penalty kill will be 6th in the NHL. Let's look for Zibanejad leading the team with 13 power play points, 7 goals, 6 assists.
So off the draw, the Rangers get it to the back. It's Panarin at the left point. Sends it across to Fox with a long wrister deflected to the near corner. Reinhardt on it. He'll send it down the ice for the Cats. And the Rangers will have to skate back.
And Fox will give them a big boost on the power play, captaining that power play.
Had a goal and an assist in his first game back for the Rangers against the Capitals earlier in the week as Lafreniere carries over the Panther line to the far point. Panarin tried to slide it this way to Zibanejad at the near circle, but it got taken away by the Panthers. Ekblad sent it to center, but the Rangers quickly back on it. Here comes Panarin. Near wing, Lafreniere. Down low, he goes in front. They score! Power play goal. Mika Zibanejad, like Jake said, and the Rangers strike first. So Mika Zibanejad's 13th goal on the season, his 7th power play marker, and the Rangers strike first here in the Classic.
Yeah, if Florida tried to get the clear and went for an early change, and it looks like the Rangers caught him off guard. Lafreniere with a great pass centering to Zibanejad, and the Rangers are on the board.
Yeah, just a beautiful pass by Lafreniere, just right on top of the crease and right on top of the blade for Zibanejad, who got it right past that glove there of Bobrovsky, Jake. So the Rangers with the 1-0 lead when scoring first this season. The New York Rangers are 15-2-1. The Panthers 9-11-1 when surrendering the first goal. But the key part, Jake, here, and we talked about this in the pregame meetings we had, as the Panthers almost had a shot there for Bennett, but it was taken away coolly. The Rangers, though, 11-0-0 when leading after the first period. So if they could weather this Panthers storm, if there even is one, in these 4.5 minutes here remaining in the first, pretty good spot for the Blue Shirts. Also 5-0 in outdoor games.
It looks very good. The Panthers, though, have been in a lot of up and down games, allowing themselves to come back from down from 2 goals and 3 goals this week, and also leading a game and choking a 2-goal lead. So it's been a lot of momentum changes and twists down the road in the later periods.
And we had an icing here on the Panthers in the midst of all that conversation. So a faceoff will be coming up here back in the Panthers D zone. See if it'll be to the left or right of Bobrovsky, as Zibanejad gets back on the ice, as he now has tied Chris Kreider and Camille Henry for most power play goals in franchise history with 116. And it's crazy to think, Jake, he's right there with Kreider, who seemingly felt like 60% of his goals every season came on the man advantage.
It was very shocking for me to see that. I did not expect to see that either.
Now here is Zibanejad out of the far corner in the O zone, up top for Fox. Zipped it to the near wing for Gavrikov. Flubbed a shot that came toward Lafreniere. Nudged it back to Zibanejad at the near half boards. He gets tied up with Petrie as the puck squirts free. Verhaeghe had trouble with it as it's back behind the Panther net. Zibanejad will play it back up the near wing. Panarin collects. Stray stick on the ice. Not sure who it belongs to, but Panarin's shot goes in! Might have been deflected in front by Zibanejad. And the Rangers, with 2 quick ones, lead it 2-0.
Yeah, they got Florida on their heels right now. Getting a little flipper shot from the blue point from Panarin.
So we'll get a look at this replay. Right now they're celebrating as if it will count as Panarin's, but it did hit something on the way as it looked like it was flopping like a fish out of water when Panarin shot it. As it's hard to tell from the good old aerial angle here. This one will give me a better view. As it comes right through, and no, it goes and avoids everybody under Lafreniere's stick, under Zibanejad's stick. And it was just a fluttering shot under the right arm there of goalie Bob.
I was going to mention Panarin's assists. He has 24 assists in 24 games against the Florida Panthers. Adds a goal on that one.
And now in outdoor games, he could add 4 assists in 4 outdoor contests, as he now has 5 points in 4 games outdoors. So Panarin getting the Rangers up 2 here with 3.5 to go in the first period. Here's the Panthers trying to cut that in half, but Borgen did a good job to eliminate Rodriguez, but a keep by Forsling allows a shot on goal and a save there by Shesterkin. Rebound in front. It's helter-skelter near the blue paint, and it's going to be cleaned up by the Panthers. Rodriguez and kept in beautifully at the far point by Forsling. Now it's touched in the slot. Sam Miskevich's shot, and a great block by a diving Soucy as he starts limping toward the Ranger bench. Good job there by Carson Soucy on defense, risking the body there and perhaps saving a goal.
Yeah, let's look for Florida to forecheck here with 2 minutes and put the pressure on. Do not want to go down 2-0 at the end of this first.
So the Panthers here in the O zone trying to get this back to a 1-goal deficit. Having trouble, though, as Studnicka in the fourth line have to retreat back into their own end, as now Mikula gets out forechecked by Brett Berard and Matt Rempe, as there's 3 Rangers down low in the near corner trying to get this puck out, and Rempe played it up, but nobody's home at the point, as Schneider will have to skate back. So the Rangers with goals on each of their last 2 shots. The shot on goal counter was 6-3 Florida. Now it's 7-5 Florida. But the Rangers on shots 4 and 5 finding the back of the net, as they've now iced the puck here, just barely. And there'll be an O-zone face-off coming up for the Panthers.
Let's look for the Panthers to continue pressing here. It's very Florida special, like to start to play a little more aggressive game, as there's been some rough hits mid-ice, and it seems the Rangers have controlled it in the later half of the first period.
Shout out Christian Malley, hanging out in the chat. See you chiming in. You're always around, Christian. I appreciate you. You've been around the longest. I say my buddies here, Jake, been around a while, but Christian, out of the people I don't know in real life, you've hung around the most, so I appreciate you on the regular. So 2 minutes left here in the first period. Rangers still up 2-0, thanks to the goals by Zibanejad and Panarin. As now near the Ranger blue line, a puck squirts all the way across near the benches. Forsling will send it deep, and Gavrikov will get behind his own net and backhand it around to the far corner. Turned over, though, in front. Reinhardt, a shot paddled away by Shesterkin, as in behind, slipping and falling was Lundell, and I couldn't tell if that was just bad balance or if maybe he hit a divot in bad ice. Guess we'll find out though, as as the period goes on. You got 90 seconds left. This ice quality is getting worse and worse out here, and we're not getting live updates like the actual telecast is. So I'm sure they're talking about it as well, explaining what it's like with their ringside reporters. As Ekblad, a blast fresh on the ice, paddled away by Shesterkin, and looked like they were waving for something as Trocheck's going to the bench, and it's a penalty coming up. That's what it is. As Trocheck got the stick whacked out of his hands. And the Rangers here are going to go back to the power play with 1:08 to go in the first as Ekblad appears to be the guilty party for Florida.
Yeah, Ekblad and Trocheck got tangled up and both looked to the refs for something. It seems it went not Ekblad's way, as he is now in the penalty box.
So an opportunity here for the Rangers. And now, Jake, it's just like one of those things. National TV, it's the biggest regular season game of the season, that the NHL will provide, entertainment wise. The standings games in April are going to mean a lot. It just feels like, kicking the Panthers 3-0, they come back, most dangerous lead in hockey. It just always strikes me as those kinds of things. And we've seen some sonky Rangers outdoor games too.
A lot of variation goes in this game as well, different from just a regular season game. But big kill needed here for the Panthers.
Rangers win it to the back. Panarin at the near point. A shot gloved off there by Bobrovsky as that ricocheted off it to the near wall. Marchand will grab it, played it out to center. Bennett will take it shorthanded over the Ranger line with a shot blocked by Fox right to Shesterkin. And he says, I'll cover, with both passes Bennett and Marchand in his kitchen. So 53 seconds left now in the first period. Again, Rangers on the power play, and all power plays powered by the Ultimate Sports Network. But remember, counts in turmoil right now. So if you can subscribe to my channel, I'm going to be streaming all the upcoming games that you see in the bottom right corner on this channel until further notice. No face-off to Shesterkin's right. It'll be Trocheck against Sam Bennett. Again, the Rangers on the power play, but a D-zone draw here. And the Panthers are able to get control as now they'll skate back into their own zone after the puck, and that'll only kill more time. We're down to 45 seconds in the period. Now Forsling ladled it ahead, but right to his ex-teammate in Chicago, Artemi Panarin, who misplayed it, but got it to Adam Fox, who lost it into the far corner for Trocheck to get in the Panther zone. Played it up the near boards. It comes to Panarin up high. Now down low, it'll go around the goal to Zibanejad far corner. Chipped it back to Lafreniere in the trapezoid. Looking for somewhere to go on his backhand. Pivots on Mikkola. Has space in behind and goes up to Zibanejad far point. Straightaway Fox one-timer save. Bobrovsky's looking for it. And the whistle went, but it was never swallowed.
These Rangers players are having a lot of open space to do what they want to do and move the puck around. Florida's reeling for 16 more seconds here.
So 16.8 remains in this first period. Again, the Rangers 11-0-0 this season when leading after the first period. The Panthers 3-11 when trailing after the first 20 minutes. And as TNT shows on the screen, 14 road wins as well for the Rangers leads the NHL. Outdoor wins leads the NHL. It's all too easy, right? The Rangers have this in the bag, right? So that's why the Panthers won't come back.
Yeah.
And I'm not encouraging that by any means, but it's just trying to see ahead here. I don't know. It just feels like it could be one of those things. As now with a shot there, almost Panarin, as time expired, didn't look like anything was going to transpire. It came right to his skates. And it surprised him as much as it surprised us, I think, I don't know how you could picture wobbling on ice, but definitely caught him off guard.
The players are chirping, and I mean, I am a big believer in what an intermission can do to a team, get the team restarted, momentum turns.
Big game, like we said. This is a huge 2 points on the line when it comes down to it at the end of April. And we were talking in the pregame here before we went on air. Why can't one of these two teams be in the conference final? Yeah, you could look at this Rangers roster and say it's horrible, but you could also look at every other team in the Metropolitan Division and say if this Rangers team's good enough to get in and hot at the time, how could you not trust a Mike Sullivan coach team with Igor Shesterkin if they get in? You're not going to doubt the Florida Panthers, especially if Barkov's back.
Cannot doubt the Florida Panthers. We've been talking about it for a couple of years now as we've progressed to seeing this trend of the teams in an outdoor game can get that rally going at the new year and carry it all the way to the playoffs. We've seen it many, many years and prior, and so we will keep an eye out for that.
This could be just like the worst guess of all time, but the final episode of the Road to the Winter Classic might be Matthew Tkachuk there, and he's hurt still, but he's in the locker room hyping the boys up. It's like this could be the only time this team ever has an opportunity to host one of these. Like this is a big deal. It was a huge deal to Columbus last year. Like that, it meant everything to that franchise. It was the biggest moment.
Yeah. As much as like this event, I don't see them going back to Florida for a Winter Classic. It's a Winter Classic for a reason, but then again, like there's no reason to not try this.
And like I was explaining to you, that one, they had the college football game and where the Dolphins play yesterday, but if it rains, like you're actually screwed. So like this stadium makes sense in the fact that like you do have a backup plan with the retractable roof. People can hate on it all you want, but like if you wanted to do one here, you had to be smart and book a place like this.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be great. I'm excited to see how the second period plays out. It was a little less competitive, but I think they were feeling it out. That there was not much tight checking, and like I said, the neutral zone was very chippy and allowed for a couple breaks and some bad penalties, sending that puck over the ice.
So it'll be 52 seconds of carryover power play time for the Rangers to begin the second period. They converted on their first power play. It was Mika Zibanejad's 13th of the year, 7th on the power play from Lafreniere and Panarin. And then Artemi Panarin got one himself from Lafreniere and Zibanejad. So those three have collected 2 points each tonight. Shots on goal in the first period, 10-6 in favor of the Panthers. They were 0 for 2 on the power play. Hits are 17-7 in favor of Florida as well. Rangers out blocking the Panthers 11-6. So those are your numbers through 20 minutes of play here tonight. Stick around. The second period's coming up like we were kind of maybe foreshadowing. I mean, a guess is a guess. Nobody really knows anything at the end of the day, but it could get interesting still in this game. I mean, the Rangers, they're a leaky team. I mean, you can't trust them to keep scoring goals. I mean, that could be all they get, and the Panthers just got to get 2, and that could be, wraps. So you never know.
As I mentioned, in the matter of 3 of their last 4 games for Florida, it's been 2 and 3 goal leads dissipating and the other team coming out on the other side. So we'll see as we continue here.
An interesting script is developing on this nationally televised Winter Classic. Stick around, see how it keeps rolling out. Got the middle portion of the 3-period hockey game coming up next. It's the NHL's Winter Classic on the Ultimate Sports Network. I'm Jaric Rubel. That's Jake Elder. We'll be back for the second period. And welcome back into the 2026 Discover NHL Winter Classic on the Ultimate Sports Network. My name's Jaric Rubel. That is Jake Elder. The Rangers lead 2-0 after the first period thanks to a power play goal by Mika Zibanejad from Lafreniere and Panarin. And then Panarin from Zibanejad at even strength to carry that into the intermission.
We saw a picture there of Matthew Tkachuk and Alexander Barkov bringing the Stanley Cup out onto the ice. I would like to presume that that's going to give this Florida Panthers team a little juice to get themselves back in this game, and you know those boys are going to hype them up. I believe their confidence level is through the roof no matter what, that they can really win any game they choose to really get in. They know they can compete.
And they showed Barkov skating there with the team during their family skate last night as well, so it's good to see the leg being able to put the skates back on and go out there and work it out just a little bit. As we are set to begin period 2, the puck is dropped. The Rangers win the draw as they attack left to right in this period. The Panthers going right to left. As again, the Rangers lead it 2-0 after the first period. We'll see if this crowd could get some life into it. As I've read online, it's not too energetic in the stadium, as the Panther fans have yet to really get too into this. So we'll see if Barkov and Tkachuk with the cup out there could bring some life into this Panthers team. They still have to kill off half a minute of a Ranger power play, though. That's set up currently. And Panarin with a shot from the blue line got deflected in front, but it goes all the way over the meshing and out of play.
All the way towards those beach chairs or whatever they got set up out there.
Yeah, they got the half and half. They got the beach side on one. They got the Arctic Blast on the other. So they're going all in with the festivities here in Miami as we see Barkov and Tkachuk sitting on the glass. Thought maybe I wonder if there's a rule they can't be on the bench or something if they're not playing. I mean, there probably is, but interesting that they got to sit just on the glass away from everyone else,
right
you know?
Outside. Yeah, there they are.
Well, that is. They're right there. Yeah, next to the bench. Anyways, Panthers trying to get back within one here as they've now killed off the Ranger power play. Rodriguez with a shot that tried to go short side on Shesterkin was shut down. And now the Rangers back the other way. Trocheck had a blowout, but still got it to Lafreniere. Sent it across. They score! Mika Zibanejad double dips. And it's 3-0. New York.
Yeah, just like Trocheck picked up that puck center ice and went sliding across, and Lafreniere and Zibanejad all night have finished it off together.
So the Rangers up 3-0 here after they are able to take advantage pretty much off of a broken play as Trocheck fallen there basically had Bennett confused as to whose man is whose. And then that created the odd man rush with Zibanejad and Lafreniere. And Lafreniere lifting it over the blocker of Bob. Makes it 3-0 now, Jake.
Seems Bobrovsky did all he could, but a wide open net and a perfect shot by Zibanejad, and the Rangers 3-0 lead in a very important game.
They're able to strike 58 seconds into the second period as the puck drops, play resumes. The Panthers get the puck into the Ranger zone this time, is on the near wing. Here's Luosterainen digging it out, playing it behind the goal to the far wing. Perreault's trying to move it ahead for the Rangers. He got cut off, though, and had to be played by his own man, Robertson. On the near side, Schneider moved it up the wing, but it got tied up by a couple of Panthers. Lundell chips it back to the near corner, and he'll try and get there first, but a good job by Robertson to move the puck back up near the half boards. Lundell able to win that battle against Cooley, rug it around the goal, but it goes all the way back out to center. Might not be the worst thing in the world, though, as the Panthers could reset, and they'll do that on a re-entry. Lundell, a snapshot from a few feet out, and that got caught by Shesterkin as he shot that puck from beyond the circle straight away.
Well, look to Florida to create some sort of pressure here. Igor Shesterkin's been placed very well in all these saves, not allowing a lot of rebounds, not a lot of pressure in front of the net.
And it's interesting to see what this forward core could do for the Rangers moving forward. I felt like all season long, Jake, it's just been a matter of if they could get goal scoring and goal production, this is going to be a tough team to play in the Eastern Conference. And right now, in a game like this, they got 3 goals on 7 shots against a world-class goalie in Bobrovsky. Not too bad here.
And I was looking at the ice. I know we didn't really hear them talk about it, but it doesn't seem like the ice has played much of a factor, not at least in my previous watchings of Winter Classics.
So we'll see as this game continues if that continues to be the case or if it just gets worse. But I can only imagine it'll get better as the night goes on. It's only going to get colder outside in Florida. As a pass ahead now by Bobrovsky finds Greer in on the near wing of the Rangers zone. Played it in front and getting tripped up with Studnicka. It'll draw a penalty. Meanwhile, Mikula shot save rebound. It's loose in the paint. And now Shesterkin will cover. The whistle will go. And the Panthers will get a much needed power play here. 2 minutes and 25 seconds in to the second period.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but from my observation, it seems like the bottom 2 lines for Florida have produced the most pressure.
Yeah.
And like, yes, Marchand's got the puck on his stick, and you think what's going to happen, but really it's been AJ Greer finding somebody in the front of the net, Boquist down low. You know, it's looks like those bottom grittier lines are what's getting through right now.
You're absolutely right, Jake. In that first period, I noticed so much of Luke Cunnin, Jesper Boquist, Evan Rodriguez, Mackie Samoskevich, like all these bottom 6 guys, and that's an absolutely perfect observation. Florida's absolutely driving with their bottom 6 right now, and they're going to need their big boys to step it up. And a power play here is an opportunity to do just that. Off the draw, Ekblad gets it with a high wrister that went over the crossbar and got the glass. Behind the goal, it's Marchand. Fish hooked it up now to Bennett, who tried to play it to the point for Ekblad. He got tipped out the center, and now an odd man rush shorthanded for the Rangers. Trocheck tried to play it in front, looking for Cooley, but a good job by Ekblad to break up the pass. Panthers now back through center. Rodriguez over the logo, now the Ranger line. Pulls up near the point straight away. Now ladles it to himself and leaves it Bennett far circle. Got a return from Ekblad. Bennett to the far corner. Got it back himself. Now straight away, Ekblad will kick to the stick. Near circle, Rodriguez. 1:20 to go on the power play as Rodriguez's shot deflected off of Schneider to the far corner. Bennett's on it. Back up top, Ekblad on this power play for the Panthers. He defers to Bennett, who's now straight away. Back to Ekblad, top of the near circle. Defers to Rodriguez, who goes back up high to Ekblad. A long shot from between the circles, snared out of the air by Shesterkin with the screen in front by Reinhart.
Once again, no rebound. Shesterkin's eating up these pucks with confidence at the moment.
Yeah, Shesterkin, man, when he's locked in, Vasilevsky was the toughest goalie to beat. I think it's Igor Shesterkin in today's NHL. I mean, we know Connor Hellebuck, big games. I mean, I'd like to say it's him, but can't. I think Igor Shesterkin's the real deal when he's fully loaded.
100%.
Face off to the right of Igor, and it's going to be redone. As by the way, Jake, I don't know if you've noticed, but the officials here tonight, they're wearing like cream-colored white instead of regular white on their uniforms, so they got kind of like a old-school look to them.
Yeah.
As Shandor Alfonso drops the puck, and it goes all the way back into the Panther end, and Carrick here just out hustling Aaron Ekblad, as Ekblad looks like he's pulling a piano, and the Rangers will kill off a lot of clock here as the Panthers are forced to reset from behind their own net.
Ekblad might be thinking about how much ice time he's going to have. No Seth Jones,
yes.
It looks like.
Good call. Seth Jones looks like he will not return tonight. No official word, but we have not seen him since he went into the white medical tent, and it appears he will not return in tonight's game. Half a minute to go on the Panther power plays. The Rangers cleared one more time, so it'll be Ekblad still out there. Thought maybe they'd send Forsling for a power play skate, but he'll drop it off now to Samoskevich. Up straight away for Lundell. Touches it to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe tried to feed Lundell. Pass was behind him. Now here's a shot. Lester Ryan and tipped out of play as it went off of Schneider's stick. And a stoppage with 15:50 to go in the second period.
Way to get that stick in that shot lane. That was point blank would have been one-on-one with Igor.
So just a couple of seconds remain here on the Panther power play. Perhaps an opportunity to draw something up on a set face-off play and fire a quick shot towards Shesterkin, as they got to try and find some sort of life here in this game, as the Rangers are slowly going to start suffocating you, up 3, maybe 4 goals if they get another, with Igor in net. Face off to his left, won by the Rangers. Robertson will send it down the ice. That'll do it for the Panther power play, as they're now 0 for 3 on the game here tonight. As now through center, back to even strength comes Verhaeghe. 5-on-5 into the near side of the Rangers zone. Lost it to Robertson in behind. Played in front. Luosterainen blockered in behind. Trying to bake it in for Hagee. Can't do it. Luosterainen behind the Ranger cage. Flips it up to the far point for Petrie. Petrie's long shot. Knuckles on net and goes wide to the glove side. Behind the goal, Schneider will fling it up the near wing. And now a 2-on-1 developing for the Rangers. But Trocheck's touch pass across for Lafreniere was taken away. Luosterainen over the Ranger line. He goes to the near circle with a shot. Dealt away with the right pad by Shesterkin. In the near corner, the puck comes around to the far. Lafreniere gets on it first. He'll whack it to center. And Luosterainen will skate back after it as both teams make changes. 5 minutes gone by in the second period. Rangers lead it 3-0 here on the Ultimate Sports Network in the Winter Classic. Is on the near wing over the Panther line is Panarin. Panarin, a shot and a goofy left pad save made by Bobrovsky, as he didn't fully get down in the butterfly, but still got the stop. Back along's Cunnin on the far wing. Lost possession, but it came to Boquist flying in straight away, but it's knifed away by Fox. Sends it up ahead for Panarin. Rink wide to the far side. Here's Zibanejad, dropping it over the Panther line for Lafreniere. He got twisted out of there by Studnicka. Belinsky's now will pick up the loose puck as he'll touch it back ahead for Studnicka, who chips it into the Ranger zone. Right on Shesterkin's blade. He shoots it down the ice. It deflects towards Panarin. He knifed it into the Panther end, and Ekblad will collect behind his own net. He'll leave it there for Belinsky's, as now he'll launch it up the far wing. It's grabbed now by Greer, who gets sandwiched by Soucy and loses the puck, as Soucy now plays it behind his own net for Borgen, who put it up the near wing, and it'll be touched by Brodzinski to the logo for the Rangers to carry. It's Dowling. Dowling, though, lost it as it came back into the Ranger zone for the Panthers. They can't control it either. And now New York's fourth line will look to try and settle the pace down a little bit. Rempe twisted it to the Panther zone, but Petrie with a burst of speed carries right back up ahead. Launched one on net. The Shesterkin had to stop. And now the Rangers, Rempe can't get it out. Greer looking for somewhere to go. Lost it to Borgen. And now with 13.5 to go in the second period, the Rangers will take a break here in their own end.
Yeah, Panthers twice now have shot from outside the blue line and shot one on to Igor, seeing if they could get a lucky rebound.
Now the Rangers with a takeaway on Petrie behind the Panther net. Here's Berard. More so lost an edge there. Didn't get tripped up. Played it behind the net. It came around for Robertson, who flung it back to Berard, but it gets poked out to center now by the Panthers, and it'll be Bennett carrying over the red. Now the Ranger blue. Near wing Verhaeghe. Ladled it back to Bennett. Got ran into by his own man. Verhaeghe now forced it down low for Marchand behind the Ranger net. Skates out to the far circle near the slot with a shot. That's how he scored on Tuesday, but it didn't make it to the net. On the far wing, Verhaeghe knocked out of there by Robertson. Marchand tried to knock it off of Robertson's blade, as he does so successfully. And now he'll play it right back to the Rangers as he tried to center it, but it's taken by Berard up ahead for Rempe, and he'll clear. So both teams changing them up here again. 12:30 to go in the second period. Rangers still up 3-0. Forgot to take the power play graphic off the screen. So it is 5-on-5. Don't be fooled. As behind the Ranger net, Schneider getting hooked up here with Anton Lundell. And now upending himself was Reinhardt there, as it won't be a penalty. Good call. I thought for a second the play was blown dead, but the Panthers still with it in the O-zone. Lundell in front. Reinhardt's backhander lifted over the net. Think the puck was on edge there, as there is no other excuse to shoot a puck that high and tight, as the Rangers will clear and the Panthers have to reset. So under 12 minutes to go now in the period of the long changes. Forsling wrist one in. Funny bounce in front of Shesterkin. Came to Schneider at the near circle in the Rangers zone. Went around the goal to Robertson. Punched it up ahead for Trocheck. He can't clear. It's kept in by a twisting Mikkola. Mikkola to the far corner here, being defended by Gabe Perreault. Now Mikkola leaves it in behind. Samoskevich in Gretzky's office. Tried to play it in front. Bouncing puck picked up by Panarin. Put up the near boards and not out. Here's Forsling. Forsling to the near wall. Here's Samoskevich trying to shake free of Panarin. He got knocked down. Came back, though, on the near side, Rodriguez for Samoskevich. Up high, Mikkola, long wrister, gloved and seen all the way by Shesterkin.
Good shift there by the Panthers. Mikkola working the boards really well, down low and at the blue line.
11:18 to go here in the second period. We'll step aside for a moment. You're listening to the 2026 NHL Winter Classic with Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder right here on the Ultimate Sports Network. Welcome back to the 2026 Discover NHL Winter Classic on the Ultimate Sports Network. Jaric Rubel alongside Jake Elder, as it is 3-0 New York, as it is halfway through just about in this outdoor game from Southern Florida. So Zibanejad with 2 of the goals for the Rangers out there for this draw. Lost to Ekblad with a heavy one-timer. Kicked out of there with Shesterkin's right pad. And now it comes all the way up for Zibanejad on the near wing. Tried to feed it across. Got it back from Panarin, and that got blocked in front, perhaps by Bobrovsky. As now to the back, it's Fox with a shot that didn't make it to the net. To the far wing, Reinhart played it ahead. Took a hit from Cooley in the process. As the puck came now to Panarin. Nice little pass between him and Gavrikov as they go up through neutral ice together. Over the Panther lines Panarin on the near side. Zibanejad with a shot that went wide to the far corner. Gavrikov collects far point. This way Fox in the slot at Zibanejad way up near the blue line. He'll drop it back to Fox at the right point. His long shot deflected by Cooley but went to the far corner. Panarin touched it back to Gavrikov at the far point. He has to hurry it down low. Cooley will collect in the trapezoid. Got poked by Reinhart. Zibanejad flipped it back up to the point, however, and now a return pass comes behind the goal but missed everybody. And now near the right point, Panarin gets it back. Fresh on the ice for the Rangers now is Trocheck after Panarin's shot went towards the net, went off the end boards, however. Now the Panthers, Ekblad, moving it up. He'll get it out. Will it go for an icing? No, it won't, so Shesterkin's going to play it. So he heads out to play it in the far corner. Sent it this way for Borgen. Stretch pass up ahead for Trocheck, but a good defensive stick there by Belinsky. As now the puck's in the air. It's in! The kookiest goal you'll see all year, but the referee's waving it off. It will belong to Trocheck if this goes to a review, but the call on the ice is no goal, as Garrett Rank's now out to center with an announcement. So the Rangers are celebrating. They think it's a good goal, and I believe the referees are calling a high stick here, as we'll see what happens. Bobrovsky plays that puck straight up in the air, and I think the referee made the right call here. Trocheck does knock it clean in, but well over crossbar height. It's well over helmet height of Bobrovsky. And Garrett Rank, eyes did not deceive him that time. Yeah. Right call by Creamsicle Stripes.
Yeah, up 3-0. Trocheck's laughing, smacking that one way over head height, getting that puck in. But looks like it'll be no goal, which Florida looks to need that. As the Rangers get break after break, and every drive down the ice, it looks like they're going to get something creative.
So we'll stay right here during this little commercial break. And shout out OG Swag hanging out in the chat earlier. No, he's not around anymore, but appreciate him sticking around. And, of course, we got Colin. We got Redfoot chiming in. So it's nice to see everybody here in the comment section. on the Ultimate Sports Network on my page, Jaric Rubel, that is. Of course, I'm joined alongside my partner, Jake Elder, tonight. Jake, thank you for joining me tonight. I know you haven't joined me since the Winter Classic, or not the Winter Classic, the Stadium Series last March between the Red Wings and the Blue Jackets. Did some football, too, last season, but don't know if we'll get around to that this time around.
It was an exciting football game that we did, though. That was a build-up for the playoffs with the Commanders beating Tampa Bay, right?
Yep.
And going on to making us believe in Jaden Daniels as they even took out the Lions. But we can get a football game in this year. Maybe, possibly.
We'll think about it.
We got the Bears to focus on.
Dude, I don't know if we could sit here and do it.
We're not calling it. No, not calling
I
the
feel
Bears
like it would
game.
be so entertaining, though.
Wait, I don't think
because like we
it,
would know
but-
what we're looking at. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it would be more fluent than trying to do two random teams. But it's just there's more passion involved.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Hang out with the friends, and everyone's gonna have all the events going on in Chicago.
Right.
Bears back in the playoffs.
If USN gets the channel back here in the coming days, tomorrow on we'll have some NFL action. If the channel comes back, it would be Panthers and Buccaneers in an interesting situation. Panthers win and they're in. If the Buccaneers win, they would need a New Orleans win against the Falcons on Sunday to clinch their NFC South crown. And then on Sunday, it would be Ravens Steelers win or go home for the AFC North crown. But again, just pay attention to @USportsNet on Twitter for any updates on the YouTube channel. But we're back underway here now in Miami, Florida, as the Panthers try and claw back down 3-0, and they'll have a 3-on-2 the other way, moving into the Rangers zone to try and kickstart that. Bennett dropped to Marchand with a flinging shot in the slot that went wide to the blocker side. Mikkola along the boards dropped it off to Verhaeghe, skating from low to high. He dropped it for Marchand, but a good read by Trocheck blocked him off, and that allows Lafreniere up the near wing with the puck. Dragged it through his legs on Verhaeghe, but didn't have an angle to the net as he tracked it behind the net to the far corner. He's tied up now with Balinskis in the far corner and wraps it around and got it to Fox. Fox towards the net, hit a Panther, and Mikkola as Perreault tried to clean up the rebound and potted it wide. Now on the far wing, Bennett will he'll carry it up ahead. On the near wing, he'll button hook at the circle in the Ranger O zone. Between the circles, a long shot blocked by the skate of Fox. Came now to the Rangers as carrying it out the center will be Dowling, chipping it off the near glass. Dowling here making his first couple appearances with the Rangers, was with the New Jersey Devils last season. Now finds himself here on the other side of the Hudson River. The Panthers icing waved off as good hustle by Mackie Samoskevich there to nullify that whistle. As on the near side, the Rangers do punch it out the center. Susie couldn't locate it. The Panthers try and recover, but Rodriguez overskated it. Now back-ends Dowling in the near corner of the Panthers zone. On the far side, Radish. This line's been quiet all night long as we haven't seen too much of Dowling or Radish, but now they have an opportunity here. Radish was going to have a puck down low, but it deflected out of play and hit the meshing, so a stoppage with 8:22 to go in the second.
Hey, you mentioned not seeing them. I think I mentioned earlier that the bottom two lines for Florida are the ones that are really producing right now. I think that shows the depth that Florida has over this Ranger team, as those are the two lines that are really most of the time in the offensive zone, getting pressure behind the net and causing more sporadic opportunities out in front. We also see Seth Jones will not return for the rest of this game.
Did we beat the official update?
I just guessed.
Yeah, give me my doctor's degree. But you're right, though, as the Panthers here clear a puck into the Rangers zone. Their bottom six outweighs the Rangers by a mile. I mean, the Rangers' bottom six, here's Carrick now over the Panther line. Hasn't generated all too much here tonight, as they've all season been quiet. And I'd say a big reason why the Rangers struggle to score goals, especially at home, as here's a shot by Robertson getting bashed wide to the near corner. As now behind the goal, Carrick will wrap it around back to Robertson at the far point. He chipped it back behind the Panther goal. Carrick lost it on his backhand, got it back, and moved it up to Schneider. His long shot paddled away by Bobrovsky. Rebound to the far corner. Studnicka got tied up. Puck came to Rempe in behind. Frankenstein on skates. Tries to turn around. Lost it to Boquist. But now Zibanejad fresh on the ice keeps it alive. Touch pass to the near side by Gavrikov to Fox. His shot blocked in front by Rempe as he was trying to create a screen. Now a good stick by Fox keeps a play alive, but Panarin couldn't hold it in at the near point, and the Rangers have to touch up. So Zibanejad moves it back in, 1 goal away from a hat trick. Has cut in for the Panthers, wrapped it around his net. The Panthers here, Jake, just haven't got anything going here in the last couple of minutes. They're out shooting the Rangers 20-11, but it just feels like the Rangers have been on the constant attack down here to our right, and there's a big hit by Cooley on Belinsky's. Now at the near point, here's Fox, still in the Panther zone, played it down low. Belinsky's boxed out Cooley. Puck came to Luostarinen. He ran into Zibanejad, but the puck, though it got knocked loose, came to Lundell. Lundell snapped it in, funny bouncing between the circles, but the puck gets knocked out to center again by the Rangers. Luostarinen trying to step back in onside. It is Lundell with a shot as he gathered the puck, got stick to the far corner by Shesterkin. Reinhardt will play it around back to the near point. It goes for Mikkola, slides it across. Forsling had it bounce off his leg, and now Cooley's the other way with Panarin 2-on-2. They crisscross over the Panther line and head to change as they want nothing to do with that. And the Panthers will have time here behind their own net with 6:20 to go in the second.
For those who aren't involved with the NHL often, shots on goal mean what they mean, but most of these Florida shots aren't very productive, and they're just throwing them on net, and Shesterkin's easy pad away or soaking it right up.
Yeah, so you want to generate more high-quality opportunities. The Rangers doing a real good job defensively. Because like you were saying, Jake, I mean, this Panthers team's got depth, and now here's Bennett getting free shorthanded in a shot there. Not shorthanded, but odd man rush, I should say, that got put up high. Now on the far wing, here's Verhaeghe. Back to Bennett, tried to touch it in front for Marchand, but it got knocked away by the Blue Shirts. They send it down the ice. It will be an icing. No, it won't, says the linesman. It was waved off last second. One guy put his arm up, the other put it down. So we play on. Behind the Ranger net, Shesterkin now to play a loose puck. Played it up the far wing for Brodzinski. Has to touch it back now to Robertson, who ladled it over the logo at center. It'll be gloved down by Mikkola, who collects in his defensive zone. Backhanded one in front of the Ranger bench. Samoskevich tried to handle it. Got it to Mikkola, who put it on the near wing over the Ranger line for Greer. Here's another bottom six shift for the Florida Panthers. As Greer tried to play it back to the point, had trouble with it. And back to center it goes. Samoskevich steers it back in. Delayed offsides, but the Panthers touch up. Rodriguez in on the near side. Gave a hit to Schneider, but Schneider was able to play the puck on the far wing, and the Rangers get it back out to center. It's in front of the penalty boxes now, where Forsling plays it away from Taylor Radish. Into the Ranger zone it goes on the near side as Robertson and Studnicka go after the puck. It's left in that corner for Schneider to play it ahead for the Rangers. Radish couldn't grab it as it's sent right back the other way by Boquist. And now Shesterkin almost touched that puck in the restricted area, but didn't end up taking the penalty. So the Rangers poke it back the other way and get another change off. Down to 4:20 remaining now in the second period. Shots on goal still 20-11 in favor of the Panthers. Puck back behind the Ranger net. Shesterkin shoots it up the far boards. It's soccered in still by Reinhardt. On the far corner, Boquist played it to the trapezoid. Fox twisted it right back where it came from. That time Mikkola's there for the Panthers. Tried to get it down low, but instead Cunnin will have to play it there. Behind the Ranger net, it'll be moved up the near side, and Belinsky's will have to reset at center as it gets out. So the Panthers touch back up and get it on the far side. Here's a shot. Belinsky save made by Shesterkin as the rebound goes to the far corner. The defenseman there for the Panthers on the third string jumping up on the rush. Did Berard just take a penalty there for the Rangers? No, he did not. Looked like he got the stick in on the hands of a Panther. But we continue on with 3.5 to go in the second.
Yeah, you mentioned the defensemen. They're definitely stepping up. They're short shifts. Mikkola goes in, out. 30 seconds later, he's back out there.
So Bennett back over the Ranger line for Marchand. Gets past one defender and gets poke checked by Shesterkin on top of the paint. Puck at the far half boards. Now Verhaeghe played it, tried to go down low, but Shesterkin had an angle to catch it. He did just that. And he takes a whistle with 3:14 to go in the second period. Go grab your pie. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back into the Discover NHL Winter Classic from Lone Depot Park in Miami. As my name's Jaric Rubel alongside Jake Elders. There's belly flops going on here at Lone Depot Park if you're watching along on TNT. Fun times here down in South Beach. With 3-0 Rangers here as play resumes with under 3 minutes now to go in the second period. And Jake, there's stuff you'd like to see Paul Maurice try to adapt to here and change up as the end of this game starts to draw near.
Yeah, I'm not a hockey coach, but I am. I'll let you get.
Well, here's a quick shot by Bennett.
Yeah,
Bennett was moving in with a shot there. Sticked aside by Igor. But go ahead. If anything happens, I'll just cut you off.
I'm not a hockey coach of any kind, but I do watch enough. I'm looking for these lines to change up. Maybe mix in somebody. Give me Greer out there with Brad Marchand. Mix him up a little because some of these low end guys are working at the boards and can create a better opportunity as the Rangers connection looks a lot stronger.
There's now a flub shot by Marchand deflects in behind the Ranger goals. We're down to 2:15 to go in the second period. Rangers send a puck back into the Panther zone. This will be icing, though, as Shandor Alfonso blows the whistle. A 2:13 to go in the second period. Ozone draw upcoming for the Cats.
Let's see who Paul Maurice decides to put out on the ice here.
And it might not be something you see in the final 2 minutes of this period here, Jake, but perhaps to start the third period, there will be a different look. Like I said at the end of the first, this has to, this crowd, I'm not going to lie, there's some empty seats in this place. They said it's sold out, but even after goals, I don't know, if I look online, I could probably already see the memes being made of how the place is 70% full, unfortunately.
Definitely. Love to hate online, so.
Right. But still a cool setup. I'm enjoying the Miami Vice colors and everything. People surprised the Panthers went with this kind of throwback look instead of a Miami Vice kind of themed jersey, but I think that might have been more Stadium Series based in that Winter Classic. And speaking of the Stadium Series here, as the Panthers have iced the puck, it will be another one in Florida as the Tampa Bay Lightning will play host the week after the Super Bowl to the Boston Bruins at Raymond James Stadium, the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the NHL committed to the bit for 25-26.
They know these Florida teams. Hockey's run through Florida for a couple years now as
Since 2020, man.
One of two are in the Stanley Cup final every single year, so they must adapt to that.
Face off to the left of Bob, pulled back by the Rangers. Perreault to the back. Schneider a shot. Sticked aside to the far wall by Bobrovsky. Trocheck on that loose puck. Played it to the middle. Grabbed, though, by the Panthers' Luosterainen. Chipped up the boards to center. Lundell will get it over the Ranger line before Trocheck takes it back for Robertson. Up the far boards, a touch pass finds Perreault into the Panther zone. Around far circle, here's Lafreniere in front. Trocheck has an open net and put it through the blue paint. Doesn't get more open than that. And instead of shooting it at the net, he shot it at the near corner. And it instead stays 3-0 Blue Shirts instead of 4.
Yeah. Wide open net for Trocheck as the puck squeezes between Bobrovsky's legs and squeaks out on the side of the net, and Trocheck just throws it across the blue paint.
If the Panthers get back in this game, remember that sequence right there, as that could have been a turning point that nobody will really think about when the game finishes. In the near corner of the Panther zone in the final minute now of the second period, there's 6 bodies trying to get a puck free, as it appears to have been knocked loose to the far wall, and Petrie will knock it ahead, and it'll be grabbed by Greer. Tried to snap it this way to Rodriguez. It's read, though, by Gavrikov, and he played it ahead for Brodzinski. 3-on-2 come the Rangers over the line. Good poke check by Petrie, jarred the puck to the near wall, and now it'll be grabbed again by the ex-Red Wing, Jeff Petrie, in a second stint here in Florida, as he got it for Rodriguez up the near boards. He'll snap it into the Rangers' zone. Final half minute now of period 2. Shesterkin gave it to Radish at the near half boards. He played it out to the logo, where Brodzinski will give it back. He'll kitty corner it into the far corner, and Boquist is on it in the final 20 of the second. Horrible turnover right to Cooley, but he gave it right back to Ekblad, and now Ekblad straight away for Studnicka. Fourth line into the zone with the final 10 seconds of the period coming up for the Panthers. In the near corner, 5 bodies have a puck to battle for. Studnicka's trying to get it loose. 3 seconds left. It's still tied up, and that will do it here. For the second period, the New York Rangers scored 58 seconds into the frame. Mika Zibanejad, second of the game, 14th of the year. And that's all the scoring in the middle frame. So Trocheck with the missed opportunity. The goal taken away for Trocheck as well with the high stick. So he had himself a good but unfortunate period at the same time, as this comes to a close with the Rangers honing a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, the only thing I want to mention, you said that turnover. I really feel like the Panthers were trying to catch him with too many men on the ice because it was all jacked up in front of the box there, and he just kind of threw it right at him, and time froze for a second. But Panthers are gonna scratch and claw whatever they got. We'll see how this third period turns out.
So shots on goal in that second period, 6 again for the Rangers, same total as in period 1. This time 15 for the Panthers, but to Jake's point, not much of them felt like quality shots. They just felt like pucks thrown towards Igor Shesterkin. They didn't feel like scoring opportunities.
He's seeing the puck all through and through every shot. He's seeing it very well, and the Rangers have done a great job at locking him down.
So Zibanejad with his 14th, his second of the game, his third point of the game. Same with Lafreniere as he has 3 assists on the afternoon, evening, whatever you want to call it. Trocheck with an assist on that Zibanejad goal. And the Rangers up 3-0 through 2 when doing that in this season. They are 9-0-2 when leading through 40 minutes. Meanwhile, the Panthers 3-12-1 when trailing through 40 minutes, trying to get themselves to gear up into comeback mode as they try and do something in their only outdoor game potentially in their franchise history.
Yeah, well, we have an intermission here. I once again think that Florida's going to have to pop off, but it could result in the Rangers going the other way. There was a lot of odd man breaks, and Rangers can net a couple more, and this game could get out of hand.
So stick around. We got a conclusion to the Winter Classic on the way. The third period is on the other side. 3-0 New York through 40 minutes. You're listening to the NHL Winter Classic with Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder right here on the Ultimate Sports Network. Welcome back into the NHL Winter Classic on USN. Jaric Rubel here with you alongside my good friend Jake Elder. 3-0 in favor of the Rangers here as we draw closer to period number 3. As in that second period, Mika Zibanejad with the lone goal for the Rangers was the only one in the period. It was his 14th of the season, second of the game from Lafreniere and Trocheck. Jake, what did you see out of that second period from each team? And we know how you want to see from Florida to start the third with some different lines. What about New York's mentality here up 3?
Yeah, it seems like the Rangers have closed down the blue line entry, and other than a turnover in the neutral zone, they've controlled well and allowed the shots from Florida to be easy saves for Shesterkin, and it's closed off this game pretty well, allowing not very many opportunities. Look for them to stay controlled and look for that press, but as I mentioned before we went off break, if Florida presses up, the Rangers have been getting these lucky breaks over and over and over again. So it could open the doors wide open and the Rangers completely close it out.
So from a cool first intermission celebration with Barkov and Kachuk with the Stanley Cup, now we're seeing Paul Bissonnette dancing with some interesting sea creatures in a very interesting manner, as the look on Jake's face might say it all right there.
He's taking his shirt off.
Oh, he is taking his shirt off. Biz is getting after it. Hold on. Biz play-by-play. He's wiping the shirt between his legs. There you go. Mr. Krabs wiping the money, SpongeBob style.
Wow. That's our intermission report from yours truly.
They sent us to Biz. If you could picture just, the towel wipe, yeah, that's exactly what was happening. So, play-by-play, I think is pretty superb on that.
They're having fun. Props to them. I mean, they got to give us some entertainment. Not that this game's been unentertaining, but it's closed. It's been very one-sided and it's been very fast. That second period, I think, was faster than the intermission, if I'm going to be honest, with all these theatrics they got going on.
So what's at stake here exactly in this third period, you might be wondering? If the Rangers hang on here and win in regulation, they will tie the Florida Panthers in the standings at 45 points, and each of those two teams will be 1 point out and behind the Buffalo Sabres for that final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference wild cards chase. And if Florida is able to get a point of any kind in this game, they will move back into a wild card spot, surpassing the Buffalo Sabres. So the Florida Panthers are going to want to they got to do something here. Like, again, like we were talking about, the shots were just not quality. See if they could find a way that just a door has to be open, like Eddie Olczyk's probably said on the broadcast already tonight. Just something has to be given. Just spark something. Because, again, this could be their only opportunity as a franchise to have this for their fan base. So it still means something.
Yeah, and this is, once again, 2-time Stanley Cup champs in a row. Like, they got to have some fight. But I really want to look if they change up the lines a little bit, because there hasn't been much chemistry. You see, I can't not see that every time Lafreniere, Panarin, and Zibanejad are skating into this, and they create open ice over and over again, and Florida just hasn't been there. So I'm hoping that we see a line change or something to mix it up and light a fire.
The shots are 25-12 in favor of Florida, but like from the eye test, you would almost think if there wasn't a shot counter, it would be reversed.
Yeah, very, very true. I mentioned earlier for the shots on goal, you love seeing on Twitter the 43 shots to 15, and the team with 15 shots wins. And it's just, that's the game of hockey. It doesn't dictate everything. There's so much the smallest difference of an action on the ice results in a big, big difference in the score.
So, friendly reminder coming up here, if you could look in the bottom right of the screen you're watching on, you will see the upcoming schedule for Tuesday Night Hockey. And coming up in just a matter of days, on the 6th, I will be down in Tampa. Not literally, but figuratively down in Tampa, as they will play host to the Colorado Avalanche. That'll be a 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central Time start. That'll hopefully be back on the Ultimate Sports Network YouTube page, but if not, you can find it right here on me, Jaric Rubel, that YouTube channel you're watching right now. Following week, Islanders and Jets from the Peg. Had to figure out which game I wanted to do that day. A lot of interesting ones landed on that one, as I'm also trying to do all 32 teams as well, so might as well kill two birds with one stone. Then Wild and Canadiens up in the Bell Center on the 20th. Be interesting to see how the new look Minnesota Wild with Quinn Hughes on defense will pair up against the young and exciting Habs team that came back here down 2 goals against these Panthers a couple nights ago in the final 5 minutes and won in overtime. So we're back here now, it looks like on the broadcast on TNT. Get ready to start period number 3. Again, the Rangers with the 3-0 lead at Lone Depot Park in Miami, home of the Marlins, a team that many people thought would do absolutely nothing last year, and they honestly didn't do too bad in the major leagues. Finished better than the Atlanta Braves and the Washington Nationals in the division. And not to jump to baseball real quick, but we were just talking preseason. We talk sports all the time. Miami didn't go. They were a bad team that didn't go and sign a bunch of veterans to fill positions. They let guys who want to earn their spot go out and play, and I think that's ultimately why that they were a better bad team, quote unquote.
Yeah, definitely a team to play. Baseball is very sporadic outside of the Yankees and Dodgers have been running stuff, but continues to be a surprise.
So period 3 getting ready to face off here, and while I lifted the Miami Marlins up, might bring them down real quick. This is the most filled I've ever seen this building, with the exception of the World Baseball Classic, which will come here from time to time as it'll be back this spring. But yeah, the Marlins fan base, it's interesting, but this stadium here has probably got the largest attendance it's seen in quite a number of months at the very least. But third period is underway. The Rangers now have possession off a Florida turnover in the Florida zone. As in the near corner, here's Gabe Perreault tied up with Bennett. Couldn't grab the puck, and now the Florida Panthers will waltz out the center, but a misplay by Balinskis turns it over to Gavrikov, who swinged it ahead on the near wing for Perreault into the Panther zone with a shot and a right pad save. Bobrovsky rebound followed up by Lafreniere and was shot high and goes out of play.
Now 1 minute in is Florida pressing up to get some goals, and Perreault has a break of his own and gets a shot off the pad save and even leaves a second chance.
So face-off coming up here to the right of Sergei Bobrovsky. As you see, Adam Fox, his father-in-law Tim Green, and Adam Fox is donating money with every single point and goal he scores. The amount varies on whether it's an assist or a goal to fight against ALS, and I could appreciate Adam Fox's efforts with that greatly, as it's nice to see an NHL player mid-season just donating their in-game contracts to a good cause. So 50 seconds gone by here in this third period. Whole lot of nothing happening thus far as the Rangers try and work it out of their own end. Zibanejad on the near wing at center for Panarin. Tried to give it to the logo for Robertson, but he misplayed it. And now the Panthers send it in. Won't be an icing as it was tipped, says the official, so we play on. Shesterkin played it to the far wing where Cooley got it to Zibanejad quickly on the near side. Panarin with a shot and a blocker saved by Bobrovsky. That was a hard wrist shot there from Panarin, had some zip to it. It's now on the far wing in the Panthers zone. Borgen plays it down low to Cooley. Being defended by Reinhart, he turned it over now to Forsling. Gustav Forsling will shake free, and now he'll have some time in his own end here while his mates change to make a decision with 90 seconds gone by in the third. So out through center now on the near wing, taking a heavy hit there with Samoskevich as he goes down. Is there going to be a penalty coming up on the Rangers? There might be. And is Brodzinski going to go? And it appears he will be. So the Panthers, talked about it before the period started. I guarantee you Eddie Olczyk saying, the door has been opened here for the Florida Panthers. And we'll see if they could strike here on the power play.
Yeah, this is the opportunity. This is the door open. Put something together. Take our time. Make some passes. Nothing special, nothing fancy. Just let's set an identity to this period and see if we get rolling.
So now we get a power play graphic with no clock on the screen. At least TNT's trying. As the Panthers now head out to the faceoff dot to the left of Shesterkin for the faceoff. Rodriguez against Trocheck. The Panthers get it. The power play has begun. It's powered by USN. But subscribe to this channel in the process until USN is back. At the near point, here's Bennett walking in with a wrist shot, fired it wide off the end boards. Came back to the top far point for Ekblad. Played it in behind. Marchand taken to the boards by Gavrikov. Now a battle for it free in the far corner, taken by Reinhart. Gavrikov fell in behind, puck up high to Ekblad. This way it goes to Bennett, top of the near circle. Bennett down low to Marchand. Marchand to the near half wall for Bennett. Bennett walking in, shooting, and that got blocked by Borgen. That stung him. Rangers get it. They don't clear. A great keep by Ekblad keeps it in. Bouncing puck in the slot, grabbed by Bennett. Across it goes. They score! Sam Reinhart, power play goal. 41 seconds into the man advantage, and the Panthers have gotten a goal. So Sam Reinhart's 23rd of the year is now just a point behind Brad Marchand for the team lead. He sits at 44, and the Panthers now within 2. The door that was open has granted them access.
Yeah, Ekblad with an amazing keep in at the blue line. Gets the puck back to the front, and we got 3 men pressuring in front of the net. And Reinhardt's able to put it away, and he says, I believe, oh, let's go.
It was a let's go.
Let's go.
I like how you look for that. We were talking about the Vegas San Jose comeback in Game 7 earlier today. I remember Logan Couture after that first goal. That's one. And that's the vibes, you got to get. So the Panthers get one on the board. They're within 2 now of the Rangers as they collect their first goal in outdoor history. The Florida Panthers do.
Mikola's been laying the body every time on the boards. Love when he's hitting, getting him involved, adding a little more pop is what they need.
Now the Panthers enter back into the Ranger zone. Straightaways Lundell with a shot fired over the crossbar and got the glass in the far corner. It's played to the back by Verhaeghe. Here's a line change here for you, Jake, as Verhaeghe's out here now with Lundell and Boquist, as Shesterkin had to make a good left pad save on a far out shot by Verhaeghe.
It's a great look. Told you, Boquist from the start of this game has looked like he's been getting good opportunities in the puck, great spots.
As now here comes Samoskevich up the near wing with space into the Ranger zone. Samoskevich driving to the outside, trying to wrap around, went off the side of the net with it. Puck picked up freely by Dowling, snapped it this way, cross ice for Radish. Got poke checked by Ekblad, or Petrie, I should say, as he entered the Panther zone. As now Petrie will take back over and play it up the near wing to be tipped in by Rodriguez. Rodriguez put it in the near corner. Getting after it now for the Panthers was Greer. He's tied up now with Gavrikov in behind. Rodriguez gets back to the puck, pitchforked it back to Ekblad at the point with a long wrister save, made Shesterkin. It's behind him, and he covers to the left as he had that dreaded look behind him, and then he saw it was to his left and ended up getting the paw on it for a whistle. 16:10 left in the third period.
Yeah, Panthers D-men are putting in this work on the blue line, mixing it up a little bit. Hits him right in the mask. The Ekblad shot hit Shesterkin right in the mask, so he didn't really not know where it was. It just probably made him flinch a little bit. And
you're 100% right.
Covers the puck nice and well.
And I don't think we're going to get another replay here. I can't see, but it doesn't look like he wears the neck guard either, like the clear neck guard. Yeah. I don't understand how goalies don't wear that, because that shot looked like it could hit him in the throat the way it came at him. The Panthers win a draw to the left, though, of Shesterkin. It's pulled back by Lundell, or Bennett, I should say, is on the near half boards. Luosterainen's try went way wide to the far corner, kept alive by Forsling at the far point. Rung all the way around to the near corner. Ekblad pinching down low, takes a hit, but the puck comes to Bennett. Up high goes Marchand, a long shot save, rebound, it's free in the slot. Susie's there to clean it up for the Rangers, and he'll flip the biscuit the other way, no icing.
The Panthers definitely got something going here, you could see.
Stretch pass by Bobrovsky up ahead. Onside is Luosterainen. In the near corner now in the Ranger zone's Bennett. Tried to get past Brodzinski, couldn't. Puck free now to Robertson, being hounded by Luosterainen. You could see the forecheck now here for the Panthers coming, and the puck goes out of play. Now, did it go into the bench or over the bench? Now, it looks like Paul Maurice is saying that one went clean out. He wants a penalty here on the Rangers, but I don't think he's going to get it.
It might be difficult going over the boards, or
if it clears the boards behind the bench, it will count as a penalty. But if it lands in the bench, it's not delay a game. So let's take a look here as Robertson, with one arm on his stick, moved it ahead. It does go clean out, Jake. Does it touch anything? Does it touch Luosterainen's stick, perhaps, even?
Yeah, 50-50.
And that is what they ruled. They say it is no penalty. So we stay 5-on-5. 15:27 to go in the third. Face off to the right of Shesterkin. It's going to be between Zibanejad and Lundell, and after a tie-up, Reinhart poked it back for the Panthers. Shot from the far boards by Verhaeghe. Kicked out of there at the left pad by Shesterkin. Puck in behind in the trapezoid. Schneider moved it dangerously ahead. Robertson got it on the near wing past Panarin to center, and Mika will skate back after it for the Panthers. Shots are 30-15 now for the Panthers, as they've continued to double up the Rangers in shots all night long. But like Jake said, most of them haven't felt like quality tries, but the last few have definitely been some humdingers.
They've come
There's a free puck in front here. Is a bad bounce. Sorry, Jake, go ahead.
They've come out 5-0 in the third period.
And we got to keep an eye on here. Both of the ends of the ice here, the puck just bounces off these boards freely to the slot. It could come back to bite one of these two teams. Here's Verhaeghe on the near wing at the Ranger blue line. He'll wrist one around the goal. It'll be sent right back to the near corner by Sam Carrick. And now on the near wing, Rempe got met by Gustav Forsling and lost the puck. Puck came the other way for Ekblad to leave for Cutting on the far circle with a shot that knuckled down off a Fox's blade to the near corner. Came back around to the far in the Rangers' defensive zone. Again, the Rangers in this period attacking right to left, the Panthers going left to right. So the pressure here down to our right with the Panthers controlling. Along the near boards, the Rangers poke it back to center. Good job by Sam Carrick. There's now a stretch pass by Ekblad, goes off of Studnicka and deflects to the far corner where Rodriguez absorbs a hit by Gavrikov. The Rangers, meanwhile, flip the puck back to center. Petrie sends it right back in. Bounces off the end boards to the far wall. Borgen moved it ahead. It will get out. As Lafreniere moved it out, the Panthers touch it. The whistle will end up going. So we'll get an offsides whistle here with 13:45 to go in the third period, with the Rangers up 3-1.
I always like to mention with the goaltender playing the puck behind the net. It came up as we started to focus on more of the little things in the game of hockey is when the goalie is playing as like a sixth defenseman behind the net, it changes the game a lot. It allows for the defenseman to be a little more calm in different opportunities. And in the third period, Shesterkin has yet to stop one of those dump-in pucks like he was in the first and second.
So we'll take a quick time out here. Back in a quick moment. Don't go anywhere. The Rangers up 3-1, approaching the halfway point of period 3. Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder back with you here on the Ultimate Sports Network. Rangers up 3-1 in the Winter Classic with 13:40 to go in the third period as play resumes with the puck down in Florida territory. Gets moved right back out, though, through center on the backhand by A.J. Greer. Came out, confronted a shot by Greer. Went wide to the blocker side of Shesterkin. Back in front of save Shesterkin on a shot that came from the far boards. And now the Rangers pick it up, though clear but not out. Balinskis walks in towards the slot. Had a shot get blocked to the near corner. On the rebound, though, is Balinskis. He'll play it to the far. Greer won't get a step on it as it went too quick, and Borgen will get there. But it's kept by, well, it was stayed in by the moment, but the Rangers will get it back. And Trocheck fanned on a clear, but got it out himself as he'll carry this way on the near side over the Panther line. Now got hit hard by Balinskis at open ice. Puck back to Borgen at the far point. Let a shot go that deflects to the near wall. Panarin working it up high. Has room to get to the slot. Panarin a shot that got blocked. Picked back up now by the Panthers. Out to center they come. A pass goes off a Gavrikov's skate intended for Reinhart from Lindell. And now Panarin trying to gather over the Panther line. Couldn't. And now it's played ahead by Balinskis and the logo for Reinhart over the Ranger line. Sent one for Verhaeghe that got poke checked away from him. Forsling keeps a puck at the far point for the moment. Now it's out to center after Cooley forced him out of the zone. And now a poke check from Zabinajad will send Cooley to dump it in. And the Rangers change. 12:20 to go now in this third period. Marchand on the ice for the Panthers as he played one on the near wing for Petrie, trying to squeeze by. He does. Has a man breaking to the goal with a shot and a save made Shesterkin with the stick. Bennett was there on the back door, but the initial shot by Petrie was stopped by Igor. Now Carrick back the other way, poke checked at the Panther blue line by Petrie. On the near wing, it's sent up by the Cats to Luosterainen. On the far wing, he plays it to Petrie over the Ranger line. Has the step on Schneider, driving to the goal. Petrie in a shot in the left pad, saves Shesterkin. A penalty coming up on the Rangers. And they're going to call a rough. So here comes another power play for the Panthers as Petrie driving to the goal, I believe, drew that penalty.
You can't help but start to sit up as you see this Panthers team. I mean, you know what they've done in the past years, and they continue to control the ice, control the pace of play. Rangers just kind of throwing the puck around, and turnovers are happening center ice, allowing the Panthers to just continue on the pressure. And they pressure so much the net comes off its moorings and draws a penalty. So here we are.
So Matthew Robertson, the guilty party. Panthers back to the power play as they are 1-4-4 on the night. Looking to make it 2 for 5 and get this to within 1. And with 11:51 still remaining, there's plenty of time still on the clock.
Yeah, Sam Reinhart continues his goal streak. I believe that's 3 games in a row now. Marchand's on a 3-game goal streak, so they will continue to maybe feed another one to Reinhart, let him continue that, and Marchand gets out there.
You are correct. 4 goals now in the last 3 games for Sam Reinhart. Are they trying to call a second penalty here on Schneider, or did they get the wrong guy? So Robertson's in the box, and he was confused. Schneider 100% slashed someone, but they called a rough. And is this no, there's 4 Rangers out there, so I think we're going to stay 5-on-4.
I think they just got the wrong guy.
You're right. So Schneider has taken the penalty. And now the Panthers have the power play. 5-on-4. Just under 12 minutes to go. They're down 2 in the Winter Classic, and they win the ensuing faceoff. Rangers try and clear. Trocheck won't. Bennett played it down low. Marchand tried to stuff it home. Cleared away by Cooley. Rodriguez gets on it to the back. It's Ekblad. Across it goes. Here's Reinhart walking in. Sam Reinhart played it back up high. Here is Bennett. Played it to Ekblad out of the zone, and the Panthers have to chase back on a bad pass. So I got all power plays powered by YouTube. Subscribe to this channel, so I would appreciate it very much while USN's under construction at the moment. As the Panthers are setting up in the Rangers zone, Bennett at the near point, pirouetting away from Zabinajad with a high shot that went right off the meshing, as I believe that had to have been a puck on edge that he let go.
Bennett's never afraid to shoot the puck. It's what he's known for. He came back with Conn Smythe trophy in the last Stanley Cup run.
Yep.
So Bennett's going to continue to try to pressure here.
There's Gavrikov, who got a stick in the lane there on that shot, which is why it went out of play so quickly. Face off to the left of Shesterkin, pulled back by Zabinajad. Around the goal it goes. Radish will clear, and the Panthers have to get back in their own zone as Ekblad chases. 75 seconds. Sorry, Jake.
We have a timer for the power play, had to mention.
We do have a timer. Makes things much easier. Here's Reinhart through center, snapping it in. It'll go around the goal. A bouncing puck here. The ice does seem to be getting a little choppier as behind the goal, Reinhart played it this way to Rodriguez. Up straight away, it's Ekblad with a long wrist shot deflected, loose in front. Reinhart can't grab it. On the near wing, Rodriguez to the back for Ekblad. Ekblad looking for a lane to the near corner. Here's Bennett along the wall. Sam Bennett surveying his options. Goes back up high. Ekblad one-timer. Blocked in front. It's loose down on his wall. It's Shesterkin. Puck free to Zabinajad. And he will send it down the ice. A good chance for the Panthers. The Rangers clear.
Yeah, as much as ice is getting chippier, those boards are just unpredictable. Puck has come off of the boards in many different directions.
30 seconds to go on the power plays. The Panthers back in, had a pass go off of Gavrikov's skate, but right back a turnover in the slot. Petrie, near circle, Reinhart, a shot blocked by Gavrikov. Came back to Reinhart, that stung Gavrikov as Reinhart walks in with a shot again, and that deflects out of play. Good active sticks here on defense for the Rangers. So 10:05 to go in the third period, 14 seconds left on this man advantage for these Florida Panthers.
Panthers continue to shoot from this right circle, hoping for a loose puck and cover as they have two guys in front of the net at all times.
So face-off here is going to be to the right of, or to the left of Shesterkin, beg your pardon, as it'll be between Lundell and Trocheck. A long pause here. Lundell bites. Now the puck's dropped off the tie-up. It's played to Zibanejad, and he'll skate it up ahead and backhand it into the Panther zone. That will do it for the Florida power play. 1 for 5 on the night they go. Still down 3-1 here with now under 10 minutes to go in the third period. Verhaeghe played it onside over the Ranger line to the near corner. Going after it was Susi, who took a hit from Luosterainen, but the puck came around the goal to Panarin to chip it the other way. And Petrie collects back in his own zone once more. He sends it up the near wing. Luosterainen played a pass on the blade of Lundell, glides up the near wing, gets into the Ranger zone, lost the puck though to Panarin. On the near wing, Lafreniere goes rink wide, pass goes off the skate of Trocheck. Todrek's past Belinsky's, now protects and drops it in the slot. Lafreniere couldn't hold the feed as he tried to collect it on his backhand. Meanwhile, the Panthers skate through center. Boquist got past Robertson, but the puck found Braden Schneider for the Rangers as he parks the bus behind his own net. Defers now to Robertson in the near corner, turned it over at center. Now a stick in the midsection of Belinsky's took him down, but we play on as the Panthers here at center poke it back into their own end, and they're going to have to reset. Bobrovsky twisted it to the near corner. Up the wall it goes. Belinsky's plays it past the penalty boxes into the near corner. Samoskevich. He'll ring it around to the far wall. Meeting it there at the blue line is Mikkola for the Panthers. He got met by Carrick as well, who poked it out to center. Now a chip pass for Rempe in on the near side. Matt Rempe protecting in the near corner. Drew a high stick. And he will send his Rangers to the power play when we come back. As the Rangers up 3-1 in the Winter Classic have an opportunity to go back up 3 as we will return with the Blue Shirts power play. Again, you're listening to the NHL's Winter Classic on USN with Jake Elder and Jaric Rubel. Back in a moment.
And welcome back here as Belinsky's has taken quite, just a penalty that you just can't take. You can't afford to take that. I mean, the momentum clearly got a little back on the Rangers killing that penalty. But to take a penalty, no offense to Matt Rempe, but you don't need to pressure him as much as we did, and it led to what could be crucial here. Is Zibanejad's probably going to go for his hat trick.
That would be something. Zibanejad had an electric outdoor game against the Islanders a couple of years ago. He tied the game at 5 with a amazing tying goal. Side of the net, open one-timer. as the Rangers here go to the power play now, up 3-1, as they win the draw to the left of Bobrovsky. To the back, it's Panarin at the left point. Sends it across to the far circle. Zibanejad this way. Trocheck fanned on the one-timer as his stick shattered. Soccered it behind Lafreniere. Couldn't move it as Forsling took it away. And now through center, here come the Panthers. Lundell on the near wing for Reinhart. Fed it back towards Lundell, but the pass was out of his reach. Now the Rangers will take back over. Running into the referee was Panarin, but they get set up as Fox to center will look for the push-and-back entry. Panarin grabs it, gets to the logo, and will carry it in over the line. Played it far wing for Trocheck. It went off a leg back to Panarin at the far circle. Down low, Lafreniere in the slot. A shot by Trocheck. Shut down by Bobrovsky. Rebound up the near boards. Came back now to Zibanejad. Played it in the slot. Panarin. Now it's a touch shot back to Zibanejad, and out of the near point, it rolls to Fox as he couldn't corral it. So Trocheck straight away to the far circle with 1:05 to go on the power play. Back up to the left point, Fox. To the near circle, Zibanejad. Down low, it's Panarin in the corner. Trocheck, I should say. In the slot for Panarin. His shot, he scores! Panarin's second of the game. Power play goal. And the Rangers reclaim their 3-goal lead.
They had the Panthers PK reeling as they moved the puck around, and Panarin and Zibanejad and Trocheck control. Once again, connect for another goal.
So it'll be the 4th point of the game for both Zibanejad and Lafreniere, as Panarin ends up connecting there for his 3rd point of the game and 2nd goal of the contest, which puts him up now to 16 on the season. Well, the Rangers back up 3 now, 4-1 the score with 7.5 minutes left in a regulation time. The Panthers got to get in real go mode now, as there's not much time left. So Jeff Petrie in his own end, hassled by Gabe Perreault, lost the puck. Now a heavy hit by Carrick down low, jarred another puck loose, but it came up to center for the Panthers anyway. But a good job by Gavrikov to knock it away from Samoskevich and play it right back in to the Panthers zone. So down to 7 minutes to go. Rodriguez up the far wing. Tried to connect with Samoskevich, but it's played back down low by Radish again. Now behind the goal, Mikkola took a hit, lost it. Radish tried to tuck it home from a tough angle. Got shut down by Bobrovsky, who's in the net now without his goal stick. As on the near wall, the puck stymied by Samoskevich, trying to buy some time as he gets free. And now it's behind the Panther net where Mikkola gets out positioned by Dowling. To the point it goes Schneider. Long wrister punched away by Bobrovsky. Rebound to the near circle, cleaned up by Mikkola. And now Mikkola sky highs one over the logo at center, bouncing beyond the Ranger blue line. On the far wall, Schneider poked it back ahead. Brodzinski collects in front of the Ranger bench, and he'll send it on in and head to change. Forsling collects behind his own net now in the final 6:20 of regulation time. He looks to start this up ahead. Pass goes off a skate of Bennett at center. Lundell, I should say. It's on the near wing. Soucy for the Rangers plays it ahead. Panarin dropped it back, though. And Borgen will play it on the far wing for it to be played right back deep once more by Zibanejad. Now a shot from a tough angle by Soucy goes around the goal to the far corner. Panarin can't grab it. Belinsky's will behind the Panther net, but now Zibanejad roughhouses him out of there. He wants the hat trick. He's got pep in his step. He'll play it in behind. Lafreniere grabs it as it went off an official skate. Skates it from low to high, straight away to the near side. Zibanejad, a shot swallowed up by Bobrovsky as that puck hit him in the Panther logo on his chest.
Yeah, Zibanejad, Lafreniere, Panarin have looked amazing, stellar. They've performed exactly how they should be. And like we mentioned, with if this team can score goals, if they can produce how they're supposed to produce, they are definitely a team that should be talked about
100.
more than they are.
100%. We'll take our last time out here in the NHL Winter Classic. Rangers lead it 4-1 as we head to the home stretch, looking to win it. Welcome back into the NHL Winter Classic. Final 5.5 minutes remain. Jaric, Rubel, and Jake Elder hanging out with you here on the Ultimate Sports Network. Jake, thank you for spending this Winter Classic here with me. It's been nice having you along for the ride here this evening.
Yes, indeed. I said I'm glad to be back, and we talk about doing this more often, and I think it's a great way. We get to actually analyze the game even a little bit deeper together. So
Absolutely. And again, as the playoffs come, the Olympics even, USA, Canada, never know. Plenty of opportunities. As Lafreniere, off a turnover with a shot, drew one off the glass as he went trying to go top shelf on the far side. Puck back out the center. Perreault will tap it in for the Rangers. Final 5 minutes now here at Lone Depot Park in Miami, home of the Marlins. So Forsling in behind. Got ran into by his own man, Petrie there, who now has the puck on the near wing. Looking for a pass up ahead. Finds Reinhardt, who tipped it into the Rangers zone. Verhaeghe had it behind him. Can't grab it. And the Rangers flip it back the other way yet again. So now Balinskis will take it and look from behind his own net here as the pace here has just kind of died here since the commercial break, Jake. As Lundell trying to play it to himself here. Got it in front. It's loose in the slot. Bobrovsky, or I should say Shesterkin with an alert poke check. Got it to the far wall. And a bouncing puck in the slot grabbed by Verhaeghe. Thrown toward the net there. Blocked in front by his own man Lundell. Body's hitting the deck. Schneider with the puck. Can't move it up. It's not out. Kept Balinskis. Balinskis with a long flipper that got blocked. Came to the near side where Petrie got drilled by Sam Carrick. He went down in a heap, got back up. Meanwhile, Verhaeghe tried to center back to the point. Puck intercepted, though, by Brodzinski. And down the ice he sends it. So final 4 minutes now here in regulation time. Wonder perhaps if Paul Maurice wants to pull the goalie here, down 3 goals, if they could get time in the offensive zone. So Ekblad will launch it in from the red line. Round it goes to the far wall. Luosterainen in the slot. Here's Greer, a backhander, and a brilliant save with an outstretched glove by Shesterkin moving to his left, keeping it a 3-goal game.
yeah, Shesterkin, amazing. Gets across his body and gets his arm up there to stop Greer.
Now here's big Nico Mikkola back along on the far wing for Samoskevich in the Ranger zone. Played it in the slot. Greer got drilled, and that's a penalty coming up on Perreault. Or Susi, I should say. Meanwhile, Luosterainen's shot got blocked. Rangers touch up. The whistle goes. And that was clear interference on the Rangers' behalf as A.J. Greer got upended in the slot by Carson Susi. And I could almost assure you that the Panthers are about to pull their goaltender here with the man advantage down 3.
Another look at Greer's shot under the glove over the pad, but Shesterkin's able to move down and shot right to the face with Greer going
It was
down.
a pretty rough hit. He got him good, but that Shesterkin save was a beauty. It's probably the best save we've seen in this game from either team.
Indeed, on the chance and to get that save, 100%.
So 3:22 left in regulation. A goal a minute's going to be about what you need if you're the Panthers. As the extra attacker is on. Bob's at the bench. Empty net and a power play for the Cats. Again, all power plays powered by USN. Subscribe to this USN YouTube channel. But right now, it's under my name, which you're watching on. So face off to the left of Shesterkin. Played back now and won by Rodriguez. Ekblad at the blue line. Looking for somewhere to go. Played it to the net. Blocked in front by Bennett. Came back to the slot. Now getting after it is going to be Trocheck. Trocheck going towards the empty net. It's rolling and it'll miss on the near side. And Ekblad will pick it up with 3:05 left in regulation. Panthers need
Stick
3.
goes flying. Brad Marchand's stick.
Must be Marchand as it's 5-on-4 into the zone right now. The 6th attacker still trailing. Panthers in, though, and behind the goal. Bennett had a puck pop out to the near circle over the net. Reinhardt collects that. And empty net for the Panthers. Bennett from the near circle. Let a shot go. Save. Rebound for Hagee. Can't bury the rebound. Rodriguez a nifty poke around the goal to the near wall for Marchand. Up at the top of the circle. Played it down low. Touch pass in the slot. Reinhardt save. Made Shesterkin a beauty. Might have been blocked by Borgen. On the near circle again. Marchand. Down low for Hagee. Back to Marshy. His shot. Saves Shesterkin. Rebound. It's loose in the slot. Banged at by a couple of players. It rolls in. Not sure which stick touched it for the Panthers. And is Igor hurt as he seemed a little slow in the blue paint?
I don't like seeing the stick tangled up in Igor either.
And he's still down on one knee in the blue paint. It looks like Reinhardt's going to get credited for his second goal of the game, as he's now tied with Brad he won't be tied with Brad Marchand for the team lead, as he'll get the assist. It should be the secondary assist on that one. So it'll be 45 points now on the year for Reinhardt and 46 for Marchand. Did Rodriguez touch that puck? He did not.
It was a good goal. No goalie interference either, even though they were tangled up after. Makes it 4-2.
So it's a power play goal for the Panthers. They're on pace for a goal a minute, so it's not quite over yet. We'll check on Shesterkin, as could you imagine Jonathan Quick has to come into this game cold in a situation like this. And now the goal's not on the board, on the scoreboard for the Panthers, as now both teams are at the bench. As we'll see if they've taken this off the board. There's been no word on anything, but yeah, it says it's 4-1 currently.
No goal.
And they are waving it off. No goal.
But I'm not quite sure why. Are they saying the whistle maybe went?
Could be. It's hard when we don't have the in-ears on to hear what's going on in the arena.
Yeah, my guess is they blew the whistle because the puck was out of sight. Would be my only guess.
The power play will continue then for the Rangers, or for the Panthers, I should say, and the empty net will also play back into effect, as the face-off will occur here at neutral ice in front of the Ranger bench. So Bobrovsky is off, and off the draw, the Panthers get it. It's an immediate 2-on-1. Here's Bennett for Marchand. The pass got blocked by Gavrikov nicely, and Zibanejad can't clear it. Great keep by Ekblad, playing it back down low. 50 seconds left on the power play, by the way, for the Panthers. On the near wing, Reinhardt poked it, but it went right to Zibanejad down the ice and just wide, looking for the hat trick. So the Panthers, Marchand gets back on it now. 2 minutes remaining. Panthers down 3. That disallowed goal is huge, as it could have played somewhat of a factor down the stretch, as it definitely would have made it seem more realistic at this time. Now Zibanejad gets a puck back out to center, and it's kicked around in neutral ice. Reinhardt has it, though, as he circles the logo and carries into the Ranger zone. Poke checked by Radish. Puck free to the far corner. Now body's knocking around. Down low, a pass comes. Marchand can't corral it. It's free to Zibanejad. He has eyes for a hat trick at the empty net. He makes it!
Had to feel that one coming, as Zibanejad has been lurking for this hat trick, and he converts on it. See if any hats make it to the ice.
Could you imagine to have a parachute coming from the upper deck?
I don't think any will make it.
But Zibanejad, with goals 13, 14, and 15 here tonight, caps off his hat trick performance in the Winter Classic with an empty net bullseye from his own blue line. So the New York Rangers are going to improve to a perfect 6-0 in outdoor games. Because, yeah, the Rangers are so bad. Like, no way they're going to win this game, right? Like, it's the New York Rangers, the team that can't score against the Cup champion Panthers. And out they come.
Great showing from the Rangers. Consistent. Played a 60-minute game. Worked on all levels. Power play, PK.
And again, as we get a stoppage for an offsides. Only 4 times since 2008 has a team who played in has a Stanley Cup final not featured at least one team that played in an outdoor game from the current season. Last season was the first time it happened since 2013, or 2016, my apologies, so almost 10 years. And the Rangers have a first-year head coach in Mike Sullivan, and 21 times since 2001 has a first-year head coach found themselves in a Stanley Cup final in their first year behind a bench with the team. So the Rangers fit that. The Panthers fit it from an outdoor game. I mean, with this Rangers performance, it could carry some momentum. Maybe they could get some goal scoring down the stretch, make an addition. Never know. But I always keep those stats in the back of my mind when I watch an outdoor game, because a team's performance could dictate their next month or two of play for sure.
And I'd like to think that as fans, I would think the players know it too. They have to have that in the back of their minds, and know that momentum carries, and the team believes more and more.
So down to the final 30 seconds here tonight. The Rangers with an impressive showing on the road in the Winter Classic. here in Miami, home of the Marlins. The next time the NHL goes outdoors will be in a month and a half in Tampa with the Bruins and Lightning. Sure, one of us will bring that game to you, whether it's me or Matthew. As we're down to the final 10, and the Rangers will skate out of here with 2 points, and they have tied the Florida Panthers in the standings as they are all knotted up at 45 points apiece and 1 point out of a wild card spot. So, Jake, a dominant performance here from the Rangers. Yeah, they surrendered a lot of shots, but it didn't feel like Shesterkin had to bail his team out as much as, the shot count shows for the Florida Panthers.
I do think Shesterkin was just positioned very well.
I was going to say, he just plays so well you don't notice.
Yeah, he kept no rebounds. He was very secure, and even the one goal that it happened, he tried his best to get across, and looks like they have some confetti in celebration, or is it snow?
I think it's the fake snow again.
Fake snow.
Honestly, I'm for it. As the fireworks go off in Miami for the visiting team celebrating. As we'll recap the scoring here, as Colin chimes in, first ever Winter Classic hat trick as well. So shout out Colin for the little fact for Mika Zibanejad there. But he opened the scoring just 15 minutes in, a power play goal from Lafreniere and Panarin. It was his 13th of the year at the time. Then Panarin got his 15th of the year from Zibanejad and Lafreniere. And Zibanejad, his second goal and third point of the game, his 14th of the season from Lafreniere and Trocheck. Reinhart got it interesting, 2:20 into the third period with a power play goal from Bennett and Ekblad. Now, then Panarin and Zibanejad daggered him just after that with a pair of goals. Zibanejad's shorthanded in an empty net for the hat trick, and Panarin on the power play for his 16th of the season. And Zibanejad with 5 points, factoring in every single Rangers goal here tonight.
And that's what you got to expect from the top line. And we talked about their depth and where they're at. And no JT Miller. And, I mean, he was the biggest acquisition they had this season. So with them lurking in a playoff spot and Miller coming back this week, you got to look up.
And that Metro, who's coming? Like, the Metro's open, man.
It's 3 points to second place.
Exactly. And like we said, don't count the Devils out. They're kind of forgotten in the moment, but if they could find their tires, they beat the Rangers in the playoffs a couple of seasons ago. So
Jack Hughes, I mean, he's the difference maker. When he's out, Devils are what they are, but when Jack Hughes is playing, you know they can be the team that they want to be.
So any final remarks, Jake, before we head out of here?
With halfway through the season and a 5-point margin between what seems like every team, can't be more excited as the final second half of the season comes along.
And again, for all you fans, January is basically February this year with all the teams being off for the Olympic break for almost 3 weeks. So these games in January, you're going to feel like you're getting close to March.
It's a lot of games in January, right? For a lot of teams, they're squishing them all together.
So it's going to be a heavy schedule down the stretch. Next time you'll hear from me, you'll be on Tuesday from Tampa Bay as the Avalanche head down there to take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Face off just past 6 o'clock Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:08. The puck will drop at Tampa Bay. So again, Jake, thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Pleasure having you alongside for the ride. Maybe we'll try football. Hopefully you'll be back for some more hockey, though, later this year. And we'll keep grinding along here as the push for the playoffs is now starting, as most of these teams are approaching their 40 and 41st games, signifying 50% completion of the NHL season. So again, my name's been Jaric Rubel. That's been Jake Elder. The final tonight from Lone Depot Park in Miami. The Rangers 5. The Florida Panthers 1. Mika Zibanejad named Winter Classic MVP with the hat trick and 2 assists to boot. A 5-point night for 93 in red, white, and blue. So long and good night. A happy new year to you all. And I will talk to you from Tuesday from Tampa Bay. Again, final Rangers 5, Panthers 1. This has been the 2026 NHL Discover Winter Classic live on the Ultimate Sports Network.